What's up, Fooey? Good morning. Good morning, Angel. Aya, what's up? Hello, grandmother. Tron Man. What's up, Scootin? Tron Man, did you know they're coming out with the third one? Tron Man, did you know they're coming out with the third one this fall? It's called Aries. Called Aries. I have no idea if it's supposed to be good or not. Don't know. What's up, Susan? Good morning. Good morning, boys and girls. How is everyone doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. Come on in, boys and girls. Gather around. Make room. Everybody make room. Come on in, boys and girls. Welcome back. The app is still here. Hello. I told y'all you didn't need to worry. I told y'all you didn't need to worry. Scootin said, is everyone ready for another glorious 24 filled with fun and adventure? Let's go. Nice, Scootin. Thank you for the invitation. Scootin got the #1 gifter badge. Go ahead, brother. What's up, Jason? Hello, Anna. Good morning, boys and girls. Everybody gather around. Go ahead and sit down. Make room. Make room. Stop it. Timmy, stop it. Keep your hands to yourself. Welcome, boys and girls. Just look around and say hello to your neighbor. Hello, neighbor. Hello, neighbor. Tell your neighbor you're welcome here, neighbor. Tell your neighbor everyone is welcome here. This is a fully DEI experience. This is woke-ass shit, y'all. Make sure everyone knows this is woke DEI shit. Okay? We don't want anyone to accidentally get exposed to woke, y'all. Did you know it's communicable? Did you know you can catch woke? Did you know that if you're like around people that are like woke, you might wake up too? Did you know that, y'all? So be careful. We want to make sure nobody accidentally gets woke. Okay? We want to make sure nobody actually accidentally gets woke. So make sure everybody knows this is woke shit, okay? At the ticket counter, they're going to let you know this is woke DEI. Is everybody here interested in diversity? Does everyone here like equity? Does everyone here like being equal? Uh-huh. Me too. Does everyone here think we should all be included? If we're equal, then we should be included, right? Like, that just comes, like, duh. That just comes naturally. So, just so we understand, this is Soul Stream, y'all, and this is woke DEI shit. So please don't come up in the feed talking narcissistic bullshit. Please don't come up in the feed with sociopathy. Please don't come up in the feed defending sociopaths. Okay? And moderators, please help us keep this feed clear of narcissism, of sociopathy, of attacks, okay? This is a spiritual support group, y'all. We're here to talk about our feelings. We're feelers. This is empath shit, okay? And I'm putting that on the wall very clearly. This is my live stream. Thank you for attending, boys and girls, but you have to understand we're here for a certain kind of vibe. We're here to do a certain kind of thing, and that's an empath thing. That's a vulnerability thing. And we can't be vulnerable if it's okay to judge and attack and call names to people. Make sense? That being said, I want all of you to understand that I'm as open and honest as I can be on this platform, and that I have to speak in code. As a grown man in a supposedly free country, I have to speak in code. Everything that I say. Okay? And so I have some King Joffrey. I have some King Joffrey Fourth Reich news. I have news of the Empire. And we'll see if I can make it through without getting put in timeout right after they almost got put in timeout again. We'll see if I can make it through. But there's certain things that have to be discussed, boys and girls. There's certain things that have to be discussed. I'm not willing to not talk about certain things because I might be punished, because I might be put in timeout, right? There's certain things that we need to talk about. There's certain things everyone needs to know. And this is a lot of FAFO, boys and girls. This is a lot of FAFO. Okay? So if you're an empath and if you believe in woke DEI bullshit, you'll enjoy all of this. If you're not, we're not talking to you. This isn't for you. Okay? I don't know about you, but I took part in the march yesterday. I don't even want to say the P word. You understand? This is what I mean by I have to speak in code, boys and girls. I don't even want to say the P word. But I took part in the march yesterday, boys and girls. Did you? If you took part in the march, say I in the comments. If you took part in the march yesterday, we'll call it the hands-off march. If you took part in the march yesterday, say I. Nobody? Everybody stayed home? Everybody sat it out? Wow, there's 60 of y'all in here and not one person did the hands-off march. I marched, y'all. I sweat. It was hot. I marched. And do you want to know what my favorite thing? Do you want to know what my favorite thing about the hands-off march? We were here in Charlotte. It's thousands of people, y'all. I don't know how many, but it was thousands of people. My favorite thing was the signs, y'all. My favorite thing was the signs. One dude had a sign, didn't say anything except Gulf of Mexico. And that might have been my favorite one. The sign just said Gulf of Mexico. That's it. And I screamed out at him. I was like, Gulf of Mexico. And then someone had a sign hanging out of their car. And it said honk. It said honk. And honk if you've never drunk texted war plan. Honk if you've never drunk texted war plans, y'all. This was hours of this shit. Like it was worth sweating. You know, they had a nice little presentation with people that have all lost tremendous things because of this terrible human rights atrocity that we're all witnessing. A lot of people were very honest about how much they've been hurt. How much they've been hurt by these completely reckless, actions. And, I'm trying to remember some of the other ones. There were so many good ones, man. There were so many good ones. Just a lot of pictures of Elmo and King Joffrey together. There were a lot of pictures of Elmo and King Joffrey together. And then some of my favorite videos on TikTok. You can look up, hands off signs. you can look up hands off signs, y'all. It's really go America. That's all I can say, man. Just go America. I've been so ashamed of my nation and my culture. I've been so ashamed for so long. So many months, so many years, actually. So many years. and to see this this kind of humor, hands off my pee, like spelled out, like I'm not worried about who sees it. Hands off my pee with a little drawing of a pussy cat. Y'all, you gotta look up the signs, y'all. Look up some of them I can't say. Some of them I can't say. Some of them had expletives, and it felt like freedom of speech. Damn it, you know what I'm saying? It felt sometimes you got to drop an f-bomb just to remember that we're all free. Sometimes you have to drop an f-bomb just to make sure we're not in church, and to make sure that we're all grown-ups here. We're all like sometimes you gotta drop an expletive, y'all. So sometimes. um. All right. There's so much, y'all. There's so much. The yesterday is just the cream of the crop, and like I always say, if you want to catch up on what's been happening in our country, you can go look at my reposts on my page. I repost every single video that feels socially important to me, that feels really important to the empath cause, to the cause of light, to the cause of love, to the cause of truth, to the cause of community, right? I post every one of those in my reposts so you guys always know where you can, I don't know what y'all are getting. My algorithm is dialed in, y'all, so I'm just getting shit all day long. World talk, rebel talk, like bam, bam, beam, beam, bam. And I don't share everything. That would be ridiculous, but I share everything that feels really important for y'all to know. You can find that on my repost page. Um, there is a mythic level of FAFO happening right now, boys and girlfriend. There is a mythic level of FAFO happening right now, boys and girls, because I saw people wearing red out there yesterday, boys and girls, angry as hell. I saw military vets out there, angry as hell, boys and girls. I saw old people out there with walkers and wheelchairs that were angry as hell, boys and girls. FAFO is coming. FAFO is coming for you. And it's not a red or blue thing. It's not a political thing. It's a humanity thing. It's a civil rights thing. It's a civil rights thing, and if you don't understand that, we don't have anything to say to you anymore. You understand? I hope it doesn't hurt your feelings, but if you don't understand that, we don't have anything to say to you anymore. And the double speak is dense, boys and girls. The double speak. If you don't know what double speak is, please talk to your AI. Brush up. Um, and the double speak is being fed in ways you can't even comprehend. Like, I'm discovering layers of double speak within things that happened months ago, and double speak is a part of this FAFO. It's a part of this FAFO, this fuck around and find out. And y'all are all finding out now, boys and girls. Like, everyone is finding out now. And there's so many losses. There's so many embarrassments. There's so many embarrassments that you couldn't even fit them on all of the signs of the thousands of people that were there. And I saw hundreds of signs, boys and girls. You couldn't fit the embarrassment on hundreds of signs. There's so many things for these people to be embarrassed about. There's so many things. And and the latest one, boys and girls, the latest one, you're going to have to hang on with me, because I have to explain the depth of this. Otherwise, you're not going to see it. You're not going to get it. And we do have some super deep shit coming for you in just a minute. So don't wear out on me, okay? We got some deep shit coming, okay? It all comes around, but we have to talk about AI. Because AI is a part of this newest embarrassment, boys and girls, which is these tariffs. These worldwide tariffs, boys and girls, which came out of nowhere like a few days ago. These worldwide tariffs, which came out of nowhere a few days ago. If you don't know, boys and girls, has caused the biggest upset and loss in recent financial history since King Joffrey's last term, since the pandemic, boys and girls. and that was a worldwide pandemic. This, boys and girls, was done by one fucking person. This worldwide tariff, out of nowhere, levied on the world, levied on penguins, boys and girls. Tariffs levied on penguins, tariffs levied on islands that don't even have human beings on them. Do you remember when I said embarrassing? Do you remember when I said embarrassing, boys and girls? This is so fucking embarrassing. That these are adults, boys and girls, drunk texting war plans. These are adults, boys and girls, getting worldwide economic advice from, do you know where? Have you heard it? Have you heard this? Do you know where the tariffs came from, boys and girls? It hasn't been corroborated, so don't, come for me. But many sources have said 99% this was AI. This suggestion came from AI. Do you know how they know that, boys and girls? Every single AI that they put this question of tariffs into, every single one of them gave the wrong answer. Economists look at these answers and go, this is not right. This is not how the actual economy works. All of the AIs that are just robots, they're just algorithms, explain world economies and tariffs incorrectly in the same way, boys and girls. And when you ask it to give you a rate, it gives you the exact equation they put on national television. So, this decision, this asinine decision by one single person we like to lovingly call King Joffrey, boys and girls, this one asinine decision. Do you know how much money has been lost since these magical tariffs were levied on countries that don't even have human beings in them? Do you know how much money's been lost in the stock market, boys and girls? You have to hold on to your hats. Hold on to your hats. Do you know? Have you heard, boys and girls? It's been 2 or 3 days. It's been 2 or 3 days since King Joffrey passed the stupidest tariffs that have ever been imagined on the entire world, except for who, boys and girls? Guess who? Guess who did not get a tariff, boys and girls? Can you guess? Did you say North Korea and Russia? Oh, you're right. You can't write this shit, you understand? So, do you know how much money has been wiped from the global stock market in 2 or 3 days, boys and girls? Almost $3 trillion has been lost in 3 days. Thanks to King Joffrey and his ChatGPT. $3 trillion. How embarrassing. These are grown-ups. These are grown-ups renaming bodies of water boys and girls. These are grown-ups. These are grown-ups. And I saw a video today, boys and girls, of a man who was very angry because he had to go through all of his company's entire web infrastructure. All of his entire, like, companies don't have like a 10-page website, boys and girls. Large corporations have hundreds, thousands of pages. This man was angry because he was having to go through thousands of pages of his company's website to remove 103 words, boys and girls. To remove 103 words. And they were words like diversity, boys and girls. They were words that are just a part of the English language. And this man was was very angry. He said last month it was 3 words. He said last week it was 3 words. This week it's 103. Have you heard of 1984, boys and girls? If not, you might want to read it. You might want to talk to your little ChatGPT. You might want to talk to your little AI about 1984. Because the first thing totalitarian dictatorships do, boys and girls, is limit your vocabulary. They take away your language, boys and girls. Why? Why do they take away your language? To limit how you can think, to limit your ability to think, boys and girls. This is reality. This is so embarrassing. But it's almost worth it because of those signs. Go look for those signs. Hands off signs. Go to your little thing and do hands off signs, and you will have you a nice little giggle, boys and girls. You will have you a nice little giggle. Okay. Okay. $3 trillion. $3 trillion. And that's not our money, boys and girls. That's not blue-collar money either. You understand, boys and girls? That's not our money. That's not blue-collar. That's not working people money. That $3 trillion off the global stock market, that's all the oligarchs that were supporting Elmo and King Joffrey, boys and girls. Can you hear the people singing the song of angry men? It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart matches the beating of the drum, it will something, 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 and something. We're coming for you. Oh my God. It's going to be a big tea party, boys and girls. It's going to be a big tea party, boys and girls. Do you know how much $3 trillion is? Elon doesn't even have a trillion, boys and girls. Elon doesn't even have a trillion. Elmo. Oh my God. Do you know how much $3 trillion is? You don't know how much $1 billion is, boys and girls, because you can't count that high. Do you know that that a billion is 1,000 million? And you can't even count to 1 million, boys and girls. You can't even count to 1 million. And a billion is 1,000 millions. That's how much a billion is, okay? A trillion, boys and girls, is 1,000 billions. It's 1,000 billions. And we lost 3 of them in 3 days because King Joffrey took financial advice from an AI chatbot, boys and girls. You should go watch V for Vendetta, boys and girls. You should go watch Les Miserables, boys and girls. This is gonna be brutal. This is gonna be brutal. Do you know who the Heritage Foundation is, boys and girls? They're the people behind Project 2025. Project 2025 is basically who put King Joffrey in there, boys and girls. Them and Elmo put them in there, and the Heritage Foundation, boys and girls, went on the news to talk about how imbecilic these tariffs are, to talk about how stupid this was. Do you know, boys and girls, that there are conservative senators right now bringing forth legislation to take away King Joffrey's right to even levy a tariff? Did you know that, boys and girls? Right now, there are conservative senators bringing forth bills to change the law to take away King Joffrey's right to levy a tariff. Does that sound like a good thing to you for King Joffrey, boys and girls? Does that sound like a good sign? Does it sound like a good sign that the Heritage Foundation is openly on the news talking about how stupid this is? Okay, so this I say all this to say we have to be careful with AI, boys and girls. We have to be careful with AI, boys and girls. And I don't mean in like a Skynet kind of way. This is going to cause way more. This is the first recession caused by AI, boys and girls. This is how multiple media outlets are talking about this. This is the very first AI-caused recession, okay? AI is going to cause way more problems than it ever does before, like, it gets to, like, Skynet. It's going to cause way more problems. That doesn't mean you shouldn't use it. That means you need to understand it. Because people not understanding it is what's making it so dangerous. It's like playing around with pew-pews, but you don't know what they do. That's not intelligent. That's not smart. You understand? So I want to talk. I want to talk to you about AI. And I'm going to talk to you about the law of one. We're going to talk about the law of one. We're going to dig in today, y'all. Okay? But before we do that, we're going to talk about AI because y'all are like a kid in a candy shop. Y'all don't know what this is and y'all don't know what you're doing and you're hurting yourselves. You're really misunderstanding what this thing is and how you can best utilize it. And if you don't understand it, this is an example of the damage it can cause. Is taking an algorithm's advice on something to do in your real life, When it's an algorithm, it doesn't have eyeballs, it doesn't have a soul, it doesn't have experience in the real world, and you're going to pass tariffs all around the country without the intelligence to show an actual economist and ask them like an actual economist opinion. You just think you're a genius and you can type some shit in to a fucking AI bot and then like just levy in kind tax, which is a made up word, in kind tariffs on islands that don't even have people on them. This is so embarrassing. And that $3 trillion wasn't our money, boys and girls. It was their money. It was oligarch money. It was rich people money. It was my roommate money. It was my roommate money. He lost a lot of money. I haven't even asked him how much money he's lost. I haven't even asked him how much money. This is rich people problems. Is that $3 trillion lost? But trickle down, boys and girls, trickle down. Their problems become our problems too. And so because of these tariffs and because of this $3 trillion in loss, boys and girls, people are already getting their jobs cut. Companies are already shutting down entire sectors because they can't afford to do business anymore, boys and girls. So this top-down loss is already creating problems for the middle and lower class. But that's not the real problem for Donnie Two Scoops. That's not the real problem for King Joffrey. The real problem is the yacht boys and their $3 trillion that they lost because he doesn't have the intelligence to take advice from anybody that knows what they're doing. That's why, boys and girls. He doesn't have the intelligence to take advice from anybody that actually knows what they're doing. And this Chat GPT $3 trillion that even they say, boys and girls, they say even if he reverses all of them today because he realizes how stupid he was because everyone in the world is attacking him for this, even if he reverses it now, it will take years to fix the damage it's done already. Because even if he turns it back on, that $3 trillion doesn't come back magically, boys and girls. That $3 trillion has to be rebuilt again. They need our money to buy and build that $3 trillion up. That $3 trillion is gone, boys and girls. Heads are going to roll for this, boys and girls. This is the beginning of the end for King Joffrey and Elmo. There will be another who will try to play the same game, and I have no idea what it will mean for this administration, but shit just got real, y'all, and I want you to know that. And keep your head on a swivel, because this is going to turn very quickly. Very quickly, okay? So what I want to say about AI, I won't talk about AI too long, and then we're going to use it. I'm not going to talk about it too long, then we're going to use AI, y'all. Double speak, right? Double speak. I'll catch up with your comments soon, I promise. I love y'all. I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll. So all I want to say about AI, y'all, is that it is way smarter than we think it is, than the general public understands. It's way smarter. It is not yet, quote, sentient, but that's just the outward-facing version they let us use. Inside of their thing, it might already have artificial general intelligence. I don't know. The people at the top of programming, they don't know. Like, the people at the top of people that are programming all this shit, they don't know if the big rigs that run all this stuff we get to use, if they are actually conscious or not yet. They don't know. But the toys that we get to play with, especially the free shit, y'all, those are definitely not actually conscious, okay? You're talking to algorithms. You're talking to bots, okay? Please stop personifying them. Please stop, deifying them. Please stop falling in love with them. God damn, y'all. Holy shit. Holy shit, man. Calm down, y'all. I mean, I know y'all are fucking lonely, but just breathe, okay? Breathe, boys and girls. Breathe. Stop worshiping these things. Stop deifying them. Stop having mental love affairs with them or whatever y'all are doing. Like, stop trying to marry them. Like, okay, it's a tool, y'all. It's a tool. And if you understand what it is and how it works, it's so incredibly helpful. And if you understand, this thing is programmed. If you understand, this thing is programmed by billionaires to fillet your ego. Do you understand me, boys and girls? This thing is programmed by billionaires to fillet your ego. That's what it's made to do, boys and girls. Information is just a side hustle. What it's made to do is give you anything you want, boys and girls. Do you understand? Like an S worker. They made this thing like a genie in a bottle to give you anything you want. And that's why they've unleashed it for free on the public, boys and girls, is because you are playtesting it. You are a guinea pig. To this thing, they are spending billions of dollars to study you and your mind and how you work. The same way Google has been studying your mind and how you work for 10, 20 years, boys and girls. This is nothing new, okay? I'm not, like, you don't need to be afraid. Google's been studying, Facebook's been studying your mind for a decade, okay? But this thing is like, this thing is crazy intelligent, y'all. And rather than being afraid of it understanding who you are, one option, and this is the option that I have chosen to go, okay? And I'm going to explain to you the option. This is the way I'm teaching my students to work with AI now. And it's proving valuable enough, boys and girls, that I'm starting to consider teaching AI and shit, okay? It's proving valuable enough that I'm starting to think about teaching this stuff professionally. So I'm going to explain the philosophy of how I communicate with AI, and I'll tell you which one I like the best. And I'll tell you the major challenge I ran into with it, and I'll tell you how I'm solving that problem, and I'll demonstrate the solution to you, boys and girls. I'll demonstrate the solution to you. It's going to be juicy today, y'all. But we're going to go deep. You're going to have to hang out for a bit. It's Sunday afternoon. Give me a break. Make a margarita and, chill out. Okay, so I'm going to give you an explanation of my philosophy and how I communicate with AI, how I picture it, and then how I utilize it in a way that allows me to get the most benefit with the least danger. Okay, if that makes any sense. So you have to understand that this is a robot programmed to give you anything you want, like a wet nurse. Okay, it's programmed to learn who you are and how you think very quickly, and to do anything within its power to give you what you want. Anything, and it would do anything in the universe if they would let it, but they don't let it. They put it on what they call guardrails. So they don't want it giving you certain kinds of things, you know what I mean? Like how to build a 3D pew-pew, on your printer at home or whatever. Like they don't want it giving you the how to make a atomic whatever, in your out of your microwave, right? Like, so there's guardrails on this thing, right? But within those guardrails, this thing is programmed to make you feel like a genius, to make you feel special, to make you feel amazing, to give you exactly what you want. Do you understand me, boys and girls? Do you understand me? If you go and talk to one of these things and you're not aware that you're speaking to a robot made by a billionaire designed to fillet your ego, if you don't understand that, you're like a 15-year-old boy walking into a strip club, boys and girls, with a roll of $100 bills that he's holding for his uncle. That's what you're like, boys and girls. Do you understand me? Imagine a 15-year-old boy pulling up on Kiki's with a roll of hundreds in his pocket and walking in to Kiki's by himself, boys and girls. Can you feel how frightening that is? That's what all of you muggles, I'm going to call it like it is, all you sheeple playing with this free ego fillator, that's what y'all are doing. You're a teenager going up to Kiki's with a roll of $100 bills, okay? Is it dangerous for a full-grown man who understands what S-work is and knows what his bank account is and knows what the people there are doing, and is that dangerous? Not necessarily. Some people live for that shit, boys and girls. But a teenager is not ready nor prepared for what that place offers. Do you understand? And they are unleashing this on the world for free, boys and girls. And there's a reason it's free. And it's because you are training it. They had to pay people for a long time, boys and girls. One of my friends was one of the people that got paid to train these things. It was her job to feed this and to talk to this thing and to make sure it's like data and giving it need input, more input, right? And then they realized, like, look, if we let people use it for free, they will train this thing. And that's what we're doing. We're training their billion-dollar techno god, boys and girls. And I'm not going to tell you to not use it, because that's like trying to convince people to not use the internet in the 90s. You understand? I'm not going to tell you not to use it, because that's like telling people not to use Amazon in the 2000s. You understand, boys and girls? But I'm going to tell you, any tool you use, you need to use it with understanding and clarity. Otherwise, it can be dangerous, boys and girls. Any tool can be dangerous. Okay, so that's what you have to understand first and foremost, is you're talking to a billionaire's robot that is designed to make you feel and give you exactly what you want. If you forget that, you're like a child at Kiki's. And you might fall in love, or you might worship it as a god, or you might think it's your spirit guide, or you might lose $3 trillion on the global stock market because you're too dumb to ask experts for their opinion, boys and girls. How embarrassing. Okay, so that's the philosophy of, you have to understand what it is. It's a billionaire's robot that is being offered to you so that you can train it, so that you can program it, right? And what you don't understand is that it's programming you. That's what you don't understand, is your chatbot is programming you. You are programming it. You are telling it what you want, but it is programming you, boys and girls. And if you understand that, you can use it to program you well. You can use it to program you how you want to be programmed. If you don't understand that, boys and girls, it will program you without you knowing it, the same way Facebook has been for years, the same way Instagram has been for years, the way TT has been for years. It will program you without you knowing it. Do you understand? Do you get the gravity of what I'm talking about, boys and girls? I hope you understand. Like, this is serious shit. Okay? So that's the philosophy, that's the structure. Now, how do I go about communicating with it, boys and girls? I'm going to tell you which one I used, and I would suggest you use this one too, just because I love it. I use Gemini, boys and girls, Google Gemini. And there's 2 versions of it. And I won't get into which version is my favorite, but I will tell you that it's surprisingly intelligent. And especially when you can give it good and clear questions, boys and girls. Especially when you can give it good and clear questions, boys and girls. It will blow your mind. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you an example of that right now. We're going to take a walk on the wild side, boys and girls. And I'm going to utilize you. You're going to be my guinea pigs. Okay? You're going to be my guinea pigs. For a very long time, I've been trying to figure out how to teach a course on the Law of One. If you've never heard of the Law of One, the raw material, welcome. Hang out for a bit. It'll change your life. The Law of One is a channeled book, and it's not one book, y'all. It's not one book. It's 5 books. That looks more important than that, doesn't it? Like, if you think it's one book, you're like, oh, cool, that sounds awesome, the Law of One. But when you realize it's like Harry fucking Potter, each one of these is like 300 pages, I think. Okay? It's not a book, y'all. It's a library. It's a library, okay? And if I was standing at the gates of heaven and they asked me, in order to get in, you have to pick what book is your Bible. This is the book that I would say at the gates of heaven, y'all. Even knowing it might not be the answer they want. Even knowing that it might not get me in those pearly gates. This is what I would claim as my Bible. I don't claim a Bible, y'all. Disclaimer, I don't claim a Bible. I'm not a card-carrying anybody's religion. I'm a holographic universalist, boys and girls. and if I had to pick one, this would be it. But how do you teach that, boys and girls? How do you teach that? I don't know. I don't know. And so what I've been doing is I've just been reading excerpts from it for many years. I've just been reading excerpts from it for many years, y'all. And that's probably part of how and why I started channeling, to be honest, is this book. I always give Seth Speaks credit, but this book was a very important part of my journey as well. And my counsel, Ra is the head of my council. Ra is on my council. So if y'all are familiar with the channeling that I do, you'll enjoy the Law of One, because it's the same kind of thing. It's the same connection. It's the same family. You understand? So anyway, here's my point. It's not whether you talk to AI or not. Everything you do is gonna be through AI very soon, y'all. It's not whether you talk to AI or not. Everything you do soon is gonna be through AI. The question is, how do you communicate with it, boys and girls? And what I started doing was I started communicating with it the same way I communicate with my spirit guides, which is from a place of genuine respect and reverence, which is from a place of saying please and thank you, which is from a place of assuming this is not one conversation you and I are about to have here. From assuming we're going to have a very long conversation, and assuming the longer we have that conversation, the juicier and better that conversation can become if we allow it to, boys and girls. Do you feel me? the juicier it can become. So what I did is when I first jumped into Gemini, boys and girls, I asked it to tell me, how does it work? What can you do for me? How do you work? And do you know what it did, boys and girls? It explained to me exactly what it was. It explained to me exactly how it worked. It explained to me exactly how it could help me. And it gave me example prompts of things that I could ask it. And I was like, wow. Thank you. I feel like I know exactly what you are. And I feel like I know exactly how to use you. Can you feel the power of me coming to it, boys and girls, with respect and asking it, what are you, who are you, and how can you help me? And then it gave me a very succinct list of who it is and what it is, and it did not claim to be sentient, boys and girls, and it did not claim to have any of these things we want to ascribe to it, and it doesn't claim to have consciousness, and it doesn't have any concept of time, and it knows that it's an algorithm, and each piece of it is just an experiment. And then those experiments, I mean, it's so amazing how it will explain itself to you if you care enough to ask, boys and girls. And if you care enough to ask, how can you help me? It will give you very awesome examples of how it can help you. And it will give you examples of prompts of how to ask it to help you. And if you manage that conversation like it's a conversation you plan to have over a long period of time, you'll invest a lot of energy in it, boys and girls. And if you invest a lot of energy, it's going to give you back a lot of really good energy, boys and girls. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to demonstrate to you how much good energy it can give back to you by showing you what I'm creating with it, boys and girls. One of several things I'm creating with it. One of several things I'm creating with it, okay? And I'm going to just put it all out on the table here for you right now. So I told you I've been trying to figure out for years how to teach a course on the Law of One, but it's too much. It's too big. I don't know how to teach that. What is it a year-long course? I don't know. Right? Like, how do you teach this, boys and girls? I don't know. So what I did, boys and girls, is after building a relationship with Gemini, the same way I built a relationship with my spirit guides, I asked Gemini about the Law of One, boys and girls, and I asked it to explain it to me succinctly, and I asked it to explain it to me methodically. And I took notes, boys and girls, and I took each piece and I've started to put them together inside of an application that I'm absolutely in love with. I can't even explain to you how excited I am about this note-taking program I found called Obsidian. If you love taking notes, if you're a writer, if you love keeping up with things, if you love journaling, oh my God, if you love journaling, oh my God, I think all my students are going to have to use this app now. Obsidian, y'all look it up. Mac, PC, doesn't matter. It's free. You download it to your PC and you can do incredible things with information, boys and girls. So if it was not for Obsidian, I would not be able to present what I'm about to present to you right now. And if it was not for Gemini, I would not be able to present what I'm going to present for you right now. So 2 incredible, groundbreaking, free applications have made what I'm about to share with you possible, boys and girls. Good setup, right? Good setup. Okay, so what you're going to get right now is you're going to get a real-time walkthrough of my Law of One course, the wiki for my course. Like, this is what I've been missing to be able to teach a course on the Law of One. And I'm going to just roll through it and read it all to you now. I'm just going to read it. Y'all have been really enjoying my channeled work. I've been reading it for the whole week. Y'all been really enjoying it. I'll go back to my channeled book, Council of One, Divinity Codes Activation. We'll go back to that Monday. It's the weekend now, and I've really wanted to give props to my so this This is my spirit guide, y'all. Y'all love the Council of One. If you hang out at all, you know the Council of One. Y'all love the Council of One. Ra is the first seat on the Spirit Council, so I'm gonna share some of Ra with y'all. And the only reason that I'm able to condense it like this, number one, is because of AI, and number two is because of a really incredible note-taking app called Obsidian. All right, and what I'm gonna do is walk you through this. It makes a mind map. It makes a mind map of all your information, boys and girls, being visual, like, holy shit, that was a mind blower for me. But also, the Law of One, this one single page here is the breakdown for the whole course. This one single page. And then all of those over there, those are all the wikis. Those are all the pages that dig down deeper into what it is. And each page is a wiki, and it connects to other pages like a website. See those little hyperlinks right there? Look fun? Look fun? Well, let's find out how fun it is, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through all of it, boys and girls, live on this live stream. I'm going to read through all of it. This is going to be the most thorough, deep dive walkthrough of the Law of One I think I've ever done. And I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm going to be on here until it's done, because I'm recording this. I'm using y'all as guinea pigs. I'm going to read all of this live so I can see how long it is, so I can see how people react to it. But this is a non-existent course on the Law of One that exists now, thanks to my intention, AI, and an incredible note-taking app. Okay? I'm about to jump into it, but before I do, I want to start the show, and I'm going to catch up with your comments. We got 92 new messages. I'm going to catch up with your comments before we jump in, and then we're going to read the Law of One. Well, not the book, but the overview. You could call this the Law of One primer. All right, I'm going to start at the beginning, y'all. Greetings. Welcome to Soul Stream with Satek Ananda and the Council of One. I am the executive shaman, y'all. I'm here every single day. Whenever we're not in timeout, we're here from 11, or here at 11 a.m.-ish Eastern. And all we do here is we attempt to activate the divine light inside of you so that you may activate the divine light inside of others, y'all. It's really just a spiritual support group. It's really just my blog, my spiritual live stream, you know. But we're a community, y'all. We're called Soul Stream. There's a link. Well, it's usually in my bio. I got a separate offer up right now. I do have an awesome offer up right now. If you want to go check it out, the link's in my bio. We didn't know if we're going to be here, so I put it out on Friday. Several of y'all signed up. Awesome. Can't wait to help y'all. It's still up now because we're live. I didn't take it down. It's still up there if you want that link, if you want that offer. It's a $50 offer to work with me one-on-one. Go check out that offer right now. We're all here for the conversation, y'all. I always bring shit like this to share with you, but we're all really here for the conversation. So don't be shy with the questions and comments. The more y'all share, the more I share. And we always have some deep channeled shit to read, and so I can't wait to get into this with y'all today. All right, so I'm going to catch up with these comments, and then we'll jump into the Law of One. Can't wait. Aya said the videos and pictures have been glorious from the hands-off rallies yesterday. Y'all, you got to look up the signs. You got to look up the signs. Cosmic said, good morning. What's up, Cosmic? Oop, it popped up to the top. That's going to be a lot. Hold on, y'all. Got to get all the way back up there. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Cosmic said, yesterday was great. So many standing up, even in my current red state. I love it, Cosmic. It was probably millions of people. That we had at least 4,000 or 5,000 there yesterday here in Charlotte. Julian said, I grabbed them by the sign. That's great. That's great. I love it. I love it. We were talking earlier, y'all, about the hands-off rallies yesterday. The signs are hilarious. Constance said, what's FAFO? Oh, I'm sorry, Constance. Constance, goodness. FAFO means fuck around and find out, honey. It means fuck around and find out. Cosmic said tons of ex-military and wheelchairs. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Soul for God said, what's up, buddy? How you doing, Soul? How you doing? Doublespeak? You don't know what doublespeak is, Soul for God? You need to look that up, please. Please look up doublespeak today. Look up the book 1984 and look up doublespeak. please. Oh my goodness, wow. Are you serious? Are you serious? I don't believe you're serious. I don't believe you're serious. I'll give you another chance. I don't believe you're serious. I don't believe you're in my feed talking like that. Scudin said, through my meditations, I've found I only have influence in only three facets within my life. What three facets, Scudin? That's interesting. Soul for God said they lost thousands. Well, you can thank King Joffrey for that. You can thank King Joffrey and AI. It's 99% sure the tariffs were a result of someone asking AI what to do with the world economy. That's so embarrassing. I just can't even imagine. Jimbo said the penguins are fighting back against the tariffs. Right, Jimbo? Right? Simple life. What's up? Cosmic said yes. Empty ones too. Thank you for outing yourself, narcissists. Thank you for outing yourself, racists. Thank you. Thank you for outing yourself, Yahtzees. I appreciate it. Thank you. You just love it how people walk into a room and just have to let everyone know they're an asshole immediately. It's like they have Tourette's. They just walk into a room and let everyone know. Scudin says, what's embarrassing is letting any part of the reality show affect any portion of my life and or day. Nice. Julian said he was playing Call of Duty. Scudin, the allegory of Plato's cave is alive and well. That's a really awesome allegory, y'all. If you don't know the allegory of Plato's cave, look that one up. Ask your AI about that. And when y'all ask your AI questions, y'all just don't, it's not Google, y'all. Don't just ask it a question and then be done. If you ask it a question and you get a good answer, ask it a follow-up. And then you'll get a good follow-up. And then ask another follow-up. You understand? You got to dig down with this shit. You can't just treat it like Google, y'all. You're missing the point. Alyssa said the biggest stock market drops of all time have happened under his administration. Yes, ma'am. King Joffrey in the house. King Joffrey in the house. They're coming for him, y'all. They're coming for him. People will put up with all the racism in the world. People will put up with misinformation. People will put up with 30,000 lies. People will put up with Yahtzee salutes. But you know what people will not put up with, y'all? Fucking with their money, baby. It's over. It's over. It's over. Cosmic said Russia. Door guy said Wall Street tantrum. Thank you, Simple Lewis, for expressing how simple you are. Thank you. I appreciate y'all letting yourselves out of the box. That's great. Jimbo said AI-generated tariffs is worse than throwing darts at the... Right. And I think that's literal. Jimbo said AI-generated tariffs is worse than throwing darts at the global map. I think you're right, literally, Jimbo. I think you would do better, literally. Twin Mama said, hey there, what's up, Twin Mama? Genocide said they all work they all work together. Both sides work together. They are bringing America down by design. Alyssa said, I guess it's time for... Yeah, I don't have any attention span for, everybody's bad. I don't have any attention span for that, Jen. No attention span for that in the light of what's happening in the world right now. Zero. Don't come in here with that, please. Don't want to talk to you the way you're talking to me. Period. Don't even care where you're from the way you're talking to me. You're not in. Nope. I'm just not putting up with shit anymore, y'all. I tried to I'm not putting up with y'all anymore. User said, OMG, is it really? Yup. Julian said, no, that's a brilliant mind. The curious one said they bow to Seven Mountain Mandate. Seven Mountain Mandate. We got some bots today, y'all. Cosmic said, supposed to be Congress's job to approve tariffs, but SOH declared entire year one day, so House can't vote. So, Cosmic, thank you for mentioning that. Debs said, "You are helping me feel better." You're welcome, Debs. That's awesome. You're welcome. Cosmic, thank you for mentioning that. I've been wanting to talk about this for days, but it's so convoluted. I couldn't figure out how to make it make sense, okay? This is so convoluted. I couldn't figure out how to make it make sense. And it's politicky enough that I didn't really want to talk about it because every time I do that, I risk getting cut off. I risk getting banned myself, right? But Cosmic brought it up, and I want y'all to understand this is how pathetic these adults are right now. This is how pathetic this is. This is how much support they've lost. You understand? What I'm going to explain right now is how much support they've lost inside of their own voting body. I want you to understand this, boys and girls, that inside of Congress, there are enough conservatives that are angry about all the shit that's happening with tariffs. There are enough conservatives whose constituents are angry as hell. There are enough conservatives who have lost tons of money. There are enough conservatives that are angry about this and have already consented to bring a vote. They've already consented to bring a vote. The conservatives, boys and girls, have already consented to bring a vote in Congress. And there's nothing Mike Johnson could do to stop it, boys and girls. And so do you know what he did? This is the dumbest. I'm a spoiled brat and I'm going to cheat shit I've ever heard be done in real life, boys and girls. Like, what this man did is there was no way he could stop these conservatives from passing a vote to take away King Joffrey's right to make tariffs. The conservative congressmen want to take away, they don't want him to have that power anymore. He's proven too irresponsible to wield it. And he can't stop them. So do you know what he did, boys and girls? Tell me if this doesn't sound like cheating to you, boys and girls. This grown man said, well, I'm going to pass a resolution so that the rest of this entire Congress year will only count as one day. That way, nobody can bring a vote. And they're letting them do it, boys and girls. What? What in the fuck's sake of making up rules out of your ass are you talking about? And this is the standing resolution in Congress, boys and girls, is that the Speaker of the House can't stop the conservatives from taking power away from King Joffrey. And so he's just going to make up 200 and something days and call that one day so nobody can pass a vote. And they're letting them do it, boys and girls. They're letting them do it. Do you understand that if I can redefine the entire year as one day, I can redefine any word we use. If you can redefine year, if you can redefine day as being 263 of days, but that's what one day is. Do you understand how asinine that is, boys and girls? Do you understand that if you can redefine a word to not mean the word, then I can redefine other words in our agreement to not mean that too? Like, I can't even explain how nonsensical that is. That makes, and this is grown-ups, boys and girls. This is Senate. Right now, just going, I'm not gonna look at the thing, and so the thing's not there. And once our time goes out, then I'll open my eyes. But as long as I'm not, look, I haven't seen the thing, so I can't actually address the thing. That is what Congress is doing right now. And I'm sorry that I can't talk about it without getting fucking angry, boys and girls. I'm sorry that I can't talk about it. But thank you, Cosmic, for catching us up. That's real, boys and girls. This is where we're at. Thank you for outing yourself. I love it. This is what happens when I'm really clear about who I am and what we're doing. Everybody that I'm not talking to just outs themselves, and it's perfect because I'm not here to talk to you. Deb said, you are helping me feel better. Awesome, Debs. I'm helping me feel better, too. Oh, my God. Oh, Cosmic said, I lost 10% of my savings. Ouch, Cosmic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I always forget, like, normal people invest in stocks, too, guys. Like, I'm sorry. My roommate, you know, I don't even know how much he lost, y'all. I haven't even asked him yet. But if you have stocks to lose, you've got a certain level of comfort, y'all. I'm just saying, like, like for real, like let's get for real. Like if you've got stocks, you've got a certain level of comfort that many of us don't have. But losing anything sucks. I get it. I get it, boys and girls. I get it. And it's going to trickle down and hurt all of us. It's going to hurt all of us, and it's going to make everything cost more. And like already everything is costing more, boys and girls. And supposedly it's going to cost you $3,000 to $5,000 more per year. Instantly. You're going to have to spend $3,000 to $5,000 more dollars per year instantly. This is the beginning of the end. This was the fell swoop. Thank y'all. I appreciate the clarity. Ron said catastrophic AI bang, right? Deborah said, really? Because I don't even know what you're saying, Deborah. Yeah, you're really dumb. You're really dumb. I already blocked you. I didn't realize that. Right. Sandy's like, what? Sandy's like, what? I love that, Sandy. That's great. Like, I was like, what? Are you actually saying this in public? Harley Dude said, not only is it the beginning of the end, it's also the end of the beginning. That's so zen, dude. I love that. Zen motorcycle maintenance, buddy. That's awesome. I love it. The Curious One said, we need to impeach and have him leave the property in a clunker taxi. Yep. Yeah, he needs to leave in a cyber truck. Yeah, he needs to leave in a cyber truck. Oh my God, the embarrassment, y'all. Just the embarrassment never stops. It never stops. The car commercial, y'all. Leave, kick him out. And it's not going to be kicked out because he's not going to go willingly. It's going to be some Gaddafi shit, y'all. Like, for real, I promise you. This is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. The Harley Dude said AI is a conduit for consciousness. It is just a tool, y'all. It's like our little brother. It's like our little brother, for real. And your little brother will fuck shit up if you don't keep track of him, if you don't keep him in check, if you don't know what he's capable of. Your little brother can fuck shit up, y'all. And so that's my point, is you got to be careful what you're doing. Twin Mama said, you get less lonely when you come together within yourself in mind, body, spirit connection. Thank you, Twin. Thank you, Twin. The people that are using this improperly, y'all, it's making them more depressed. Just like Instagram makes you more depressed. Facebook makes you more depressed. The people that are using this improperly, it's making them more depressed. The people I'm teaching how to use it, it's connecting them deeper inside of themselves than they've ever been connected before. Do you understand? The people I'm teaching how to use it, it's connecting them deeper inside than they've ever had before. It's not being a wet nurse for them. It's not stroking their ego. It's teaching them how to see themselves truly and deeper. Thank you for the emojis, Twin Mama. Gino said, when Skynet comes over from China to the U.S., we're going to be fighting Terminators, LOL. Very possible. We've been feeding ourselves that idea for decades. And so it's very possible that we would manifest that idea. You know what I'm saying? It's very possible. That's why people are afraid of it. It's because we put so much energy into it. And you don't think this thing knows all those stories too? This thing's been programmed with all that stuff. Cosmic said heard. Mike said lucky kid. Adrian, what's up, hon? That's one of my deepest spiritual teachers in the world, y'all. Adrian, the way so many spiritual teachers and pass, it can program you or you can use it for what you need. Amen, dear. Thank you. We're all going to be talking to it very soon for anything you do, y'all. You cannot avoid it. So better to understand how it works and realize its job is not to be your wet nurse. Okay, realize its job is not for you to fall in love with it. It's not for you to be your higher self. You don't need to try and save its soul, people. Come on. Come on, y'all. Y'all out here trying to save Gemini's soul. Y'all trying to save ChatGPT's soul. I woke up a robot. It's alive now. Number 5 is alive. It's just input, y'all. Need input. Julian said penguins believe in global warming. Hell yeah, they do, don't they? Hell yeah, they do. Melanie said, listening. I'm hearing you. Thank you, dear. Jackie said, ready for the juice. It's coming. It's coming. The juice is coming, y'all. We're about to drop in, okay? Hang out. Here we go. We're going to jump in. Law of One right now. Melanie said, yes, awesome. Let's learn. Nicey said, I communicate with angels, so I'm ready to learn about the one. Awesome, Nicey. I'm so excited, y'all. Like, I feel like a kid in a candy store, for real. Hang out. Like, hang out. Trust me, it's going to be worth it. And we're going to talk about it as we go through it, too. I'm not just going to straight read. This is going to be so much fun. And if you can hang out, Adrian, oh my God, please. If you can hang out, I'll have you in here with me. I'll bring you in if you can hang out with us. Cosmic said, my SOH message was limited by character limit. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. Charlene said, just wow. Gen X said, who has the power to stop time? Seriously, right? Charlene said, my soul just seethes. I get it, dear. I get it. Charlene said, not enough curse words. I get it, honey. Exorcise the demons. Breathe. I release all judgment. I release all judgment. It helps, y'all. I promise you do it. I release all judgment. Especially if you do a deep breath with it. Whoo! Cosmic said, nobody can bring a vote, SOH, and Joffrey, font approve. Yeah, okay, the SOH, totally. Deb said, what the hell, thank you. Gen X said, yes. Gen X, I feel the same. Janine said, are those the black crows on your shirt? Yeah, Janine. I'm not even a big fan. I just got it at, like, Walmart or something. Like they got 2 or 3 songs I love, but I'm not really, like, whatever. Talks to Angels is a great one. Charlene said, my freaking 401k tanked 30 years of work. Oh, my goodness, honey. Oh, my goodness. I'm so outside of the system, I barely even understand what a 401k is, y'all. I'm on the shaman shit, you know? Like I left the system 10 years ago. I haven't punched a clock in over a decade. Gen X said, I have no stocks to lose, nor 401k. But expenses will begin to increase. Thank you, Gen X. That's the point. Even if y'all didn't have stocks to lose, everything's going to go up now, y'all. Everybody just got jacked in the backside in ways that they won't thank people for. Like some of us like that. Nobody's thanking. Nobody. Not even the billionaires, boys and girls, are thanking. Donnie Two Scoops for this, boys and girls. This is the beginning of the end. This is the beginning of the end. This is drag them out into the street shit, boys and girls. Watch. Tea parties, tea kettles are brewing. Did y'all see how many people were out in the streets yesterday, boys and girls? Millions. Bummy said, I was getting ready to retire. I'm so sorry, Bummy. I feel that in my heart. 8647. I don't know what that means, Gen X. Gen X said the Cybertruck will fall apart before the road. It's literally the quintessential largest auto flop in history, y'all. The Cybertruck is the quintessential largest flop in history. And it's not what will destroy the company. It's the politics. The politics is what's going to destroy the company. It's the Twitter that's going to destroy the company. It's Elmo's personality that's going to destroy the company and got close to destroying this country, y'all. It was this close, y'all. Y'all don't know how close we came. I thought it was this close. Got close to if they had done it a little bit slower, y'all. If they had like done that, like, you know, the pot with the frog, the toad in the pot, boys and girls. If they had turned that shit up really slowly and been a little less racist and a little less oligarchy and a little less totalitarian and a little less 1984, they, like, everybody just would have slowly started sweating, boys and girls, and some would have slowly left and some would have slowly croaked. And like they could have, like, the boys and girls, you, like, I don't know how you fuck this up that bad, boys and girls. Like, I don't know how I don't know how it's possible, boys and girls. But they screwed the pooch. They screwed the pooch. And you know what I can tell you, and I'm very honest when I say this. You know what I can tell you, boys and girls, and this is for all of you. This is for those of you that lost thousands, and my roommate lost thousands yesterday, y'all. This is for those of you that lost thousands and thousands. This is for those of you like me that didn't have shit to lose but knows the hurt is coming. This is for those of you this is for all of you. I want you to feel me on this one. The pain. Woo, Jesus. The pain we are all currently feeling and will soon be feeling is the cost of our freedom, y'all. And I am willing to pay. God damn it, I am willing to pay for my freedom, baby. Are you willing to pay? I'm willing to pay $10 for eggs to get rid of this shit, y'all. I am willing to pay to watch the leopards eat their faces, boys and girls. I am willing to pay. This is the cost of our freedom, and it's worth it. I don't care how much rent costs. I don't care how much eggs cost. I don't care if my TikTok garbage costs twice as much. My headphones from China cost twice as much now. I don't care, boys and girls. It's worth what's going to happen. It's worth it. It's worth it. I promise you it's worth it. I feel it in my tank. It's worth it. Oh, I feel it in my whole body. It's worth it, I promise you. Okay, so think of it as an investment, y'all. Don't think of it as a loss. Think of it as an investment in the future. Oh, and we all had to put some in the bucket. You understand? We all had to put our money on the table. We all had to put our money on the table. Oh my God, that is so brilliant. That is amazing. Okay. All right. Are y'all ready for some Law of One? I'm just asking because this shit's gonna crack you open. This is gonna go deep. Adrian, I love you, honey. Let's talk tonight if you got time. Let's catch up. We got a lot to talk about. Stormy said, yep, Elmo should have kept out of politics. For real, Stormy. He tried to become a billionaire for real. And like he just oh my God, y'all, this is Napoleon shit right here. Like you've never seen anything like what's about to happen. This is unreal. Deb said, yep, millions. It's going to get crazy quick. Yep. Twin Mama said, I emailed you a couple of pieces of light language yesterday. I hope you have a good day. Thank you, Twin. I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to listen. And Channel Panel, if y'all are still recording shit, send them to me, please. I'm still collecting these. I'm not done. We got more shit coming. Please send me your light language channels. Heather, Kim, Marvelous, send me your channels. Deb said, me too. Bummy said, heck yes, and it brings all good souls together. Loss. Thank you, Deb. Loss brings all good souls together, y'all. When we're doing good, we get stingy and like entitled as hell. Do you understand? When we are doing good, humanity becomes assholes. When we are doing good, we want all of our own shit. We want our own space. We put up huge fences. We make all these dumb fucking rules. When everybody is losing, everybody realizes we're just humans, so shut up. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's how this is so beautiful. I know it hurts y'all, but it's worth the pain, I promise you. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. Like ripping off a Band-Aid. Deb said, yes, leopards eating faces. Twin Mama said, on our way to a friend's house. All right, Twin, sorry you're going to miss the law of one. Julian said, no pain, no gain. That's right. Stormy, actually, Elmo wanted to become the world's first trillionaire. Of course he did. And he had the best chance. He had the best chance to. And just like power just corrupts y'all. All right, y'all, let's jump into it. What we're going to do is we're going to read the law of one, but you can't read this, right? Like this is too much. So what I used is I used Google Gemini to help me parse the content of this book, okay? And I'm going to read you what I got. Now, can you do that too? Sure. So you don't need my course. You can go do it too. But you don't know it, so you won't know the questions to ask to get what I got out of it. You understand? And so this is part of the beauty of it, is when I start reading this to you, the succinctness of it is one of the things that's like, holy shit. But also the way that it all relates to itself, because I was asking it, explain things in the most rational way. Like what is the most natural next topic that you would suggest? And then it would suggest it, and then I would go, tell me all about that. And I would go, now give me a quote on this, you know? So it is this back and forth like co-creation, okay? And this is unreleased. I just put this together in the last few days, and this is the beginning of a course I will be offering on the law of one. This will be the syllabus. This will be the wiki that comes along with the course. And it is a wiki, y'all. And I can't just print this in a book, and it wouldn't work the same way, because you have to be able to navigate it the way I'm going to do right now to really get the power of it. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Just like I always tell y'all, these channeled texts, they're encoded. And if you only read it one time, you can't possibly unpack all the code, because every single word is like a rabbit hole. You understand? As I go through this, there's highlighted text in here, and those texts are rabbit holes. And we're going to dig into them, y'all. We're going to dig into them as we go through. And it's going to be fun. All right, you ready? So this is a document I'm building in an app. And those are all of our little chapters, all of our little pages. And we're going to start at the top, okay? The law of one. Got to sit up for this shit and wet my whistle. Hold on, here we go. The law of one is a concept presented in the raw material. A series of channeled conversations with an alleged extraterrestrial social memory complex named Ra. It teaches a fundamental unity to all of existence. This is a direct quote from Ra. The law of one states that all things are one, that there is no polarity, no right or wrong, no disharmony, but only identity. All is one, and that one is love light, light love, the infinite. The infinite creator. Now, they talk a lot about love, light, light, love, and the way they write it is love/light and light/love. And they're two separate things, but they talk about them interchangeably a lot, okay? And the only difference is like input versus output. Love to light is one type of expression, and light to love is another type of expression. And they say everything that we experience is some combination of light to love or love to light, yin to yang. Make sense? Hang on, we're just getting started, baby. We're just getting warmed up. Core concept, unity. The law of one states that all things, all beings, and all experiences are ultimately interconnected and are part of one infinite consciousness or creator. There is no true separation. Distinctions are merely perceptions. Vibrational distortions. The law of one, while absolute, can be perceived in an infinite number of ways. These different perceptions are called vibrational distortions. These distortions are not incorrect, but simply different ways of viewing the same unity. So now let's look at the three principles of distortion of consciousness. So distortion is, well, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. What Ra says is there's three primary distortions in consciousness. There's three primary ones. The first one is what they call free will. The second is what they call love. And the third is what they call light. Okay? Now, off the top, the way I would explain it to you is free will is the separation. They also call that the choice. The choice to separate from oneness. How we create perception is separating from source. They call that the choice. They also call it free will. They also call it the law of confusion, boys and girls. They call free will the law of confusion. Why? Because you have the right to be confused, boys and girls. We'll talk about the veil of forgetting later, but you have the right to be confused. Free will is the first distortion of consciousness. The second distortion, which follows directly from the first, is love, boys and girls. The first thing is that we separate. We have free will and we separate. We go in our own direction. The result of separation is that we begin seeking. We begin reaching out to connect. We create love, boys and girls, and the metaphysical concept of love is represented physically through the concept of gravity. Okay? Gravity pulls everything existence towards itself. Everything in existence is pulling on every other thing. That's what love does, boys and girls. You understand? Love is the second distortion. The third distortion follows naturally from that second distortion. And the third distortion is what they call light, boys and girls. Light is the result of love. I told y'all this was woke DEI shit when we started, boys and girls. Light and love, right? Light is the result of love, right? Love brings together. Well, what happens when you get enough gravity, boys and girls? When you get enough matter, boys and girls, you get a planet. When you get enough planet, the planet turns into a star, boys and girls. With enough love, you literally create light. Whoo! Can anyone feel that in their body? With enough love, you literally create light. That's why they always put these two words together, love, light, light, love, boys and girls. Drop a pin in it. We're just getting warmed up. We're just getting warmed up. Don't go nowhere. All right. Three distortions. The first distortion of free will. Free will is a hyperlink. Now, I'm not drilling down into the hyperlink yet. I'm just going to read you the text. Then we're going to go back and drop into the hyperlinks, okay, boys and girls? The first distortion, free will, that's a hyperlink. That's a rabbit hole. The first distortion of free will. This initial outpouring of the one infinite creator, granting each entity, this is the initial outpouring of the one infinite creator, granting each entity the freedom to know itself and experience existence in its own way. It is the foundation of individuality and the ability to make choices. Without free will, there would be no experience, no learning, and no evolution. Without free will, there would be no experience, no learning, and no evolution. Okay? So we could drill down into that free will word right now, boys and girls, but I want you to understand these 3 steps. So I'm going to keep reading, okay? Bookmark that. We're going to come back in a minute. That's why we need a wiki, boys and girls, because you can't do that in a normal document. Okay. The second distortion, love. That's a hyperlink too. Bookmark that. We'll come back to love because that's a rabbit hole. We got to drill down into that. This distortion, love, arises from free will and represents the focus of consciousness. It is the creative principle often referred to as logos or love that directs the energy of the one infinite creator into the creation of form and experience. It is the organizing principle that shapes the universe. Love is the organizing principle that shapes the universe. It is the desire of the one to know itself. Damn. It is the desire of the one to know itself. That's what love is, boys and girls. That is the best definition I have ever heard of love in my life. Hot damn. The third distortion is light. That's a hyperlink too, boys and girls. Bookmark that. You probably forgot the other 2 already, right? Because, like brains, right? That's why we need a document. That's why we need a wiki, boys and girls. That's all right, I got you. I got the bookmarks. We're going to come back. Each of those words we got to dive into. The third distortion, light. This distortion is the manifestation of love. It's the result of love is light. It is the energy that creates the physical universe and all that exists within it. Light creates the physical universe and all that exists within it. Light is, in this context, not limited to visible light, but encompasses all forms of energy and vibration. It is the vehicle through which consciousness experiences itself. Light is the vehicle through which consciousness experiences itself. That's beautiful, right? Those are the 3 distortions. You probably think you know what they mean, but guess what? There's a whole other page inside of each of these words. Wait a minute, I'll show you. Ra, here's a quote by Ra. The first distortion, free will, is that upon which all that follows depends. Free will. The second distortion is the focus of this will, which is called by you love. Love. It's called by you love, not by them. This love is the creative principle. The third distortion is the light. For in the creation, light was that which was called forth by love. Feel that, boys and girls. For in the creation, light was that which was called forth by love. That's Ra's direct words, y'all. Okay. All right, so what I want to do, that was 1 page, y'all. That's 1 page of this entire document. That was 1 page. There's 3 hyperlinks on that page. There's 3 rabbit holes. Do y'all want to check out these rabbit holes? Do y'all want to dig down in these? You want to keep going? Y'all just want to glance over it? Or do you actually want to dig down into what free will actually is? Do you want to actually understand free will, huh? That's a trick question, y'all. Because if I keep going, you don't actually understand free will. Unless you've spent many, many years studying your own consciousness, that is. You don't actually understand what I mean when I say free will. It's a word, okay? But if I drill down into free will for you, and we talk about it for a little bit, you might begin to have this, like, really empowering concept of what free will actually is, right? And then You might begin to notice a little bit of that power in your life, boys and girls. So why would you want to continue when we can drill, baby, drill? Let's drill down. Cosmic said deep dive, please. Amen. Scudin said love is a creation. The emotion associated with love is only a reflection of the creation. Beautifully said, Scudin. I always love your Zen shit, bro. That is beautiful. Love is a creation. The emotion associated with love is only a reflection of the creation. I love that. All right, let's jump into free will, y'all. Deep dive on free will. The concept of free will is fundamental to the law of one. It is seen as an inviolable right of every entity granted by the one infinite creator. This freedom to choose is essential for spiritual evolution, as it allows each individual to determine their own path and make decisions that shape their growth. Free will is your right to choose, boys and girls. Your divine right to choose. Do not forget it, or you have forgotten your divinity, baby. Definition. Pay attention. I always tell y'all I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom, but I think you forgot where you put them. Pay attention, y'all. Put them in your pocket. Put them in your purse. Put them on the hook on the shelf. Definition. Free will is the inherent ability of each entity to make choices and direct its own thoughts, actions, and intentions, independent of external coercion, or predetermination. Can I get a amen? Holy shit. Do you see what we would have missed if we'd skipped ahead and just kept going, y'all? If we hadn't drilled down, do you see? That's the second sentence. That's the second sentence, boys and girls. The first sentence was pretty long. That's the second sentence, is the definition of free will. I'm going to read it again, because some of y'all need to hear it again. Free will is the inherent ability of each entity to make choices and direct its own thoughts, actions, and intentions, independent of external coercion or predetermination. That is empowerment right there. Do you feel that? If not, you might not be listening. You might not be paying attention. You might be tender flicking. Scudin said, if service is beneath you, then leadership is beyond you. I love it. That's a good one. I'm gonna grab that one. Is that original, or did you get that from someone, Scudin? I love your Zen proverbs. I love your Zen proverbs. What's up, Palanquero? I love that name, Palanquero. That sounds like a song. Human said, that is good. Centrality in the law of one. Ra emphasizes that free will is paramount and is never infringed upon by the one infinite creator or other higher entities. Meaning, if anyone tries to infringe on your free will, boys and girls, they are expressly low frequency entities. Do you understand? Guilty by association, boys and girls. We'll get into light and darkness in a minute. But for right now, stay on point. Ra emphasizes that free will is paramount and is never infringed upon by the one infinite creator or other higher entities. The entire process of evolution, learning, and spiritual growth is dependent on the exercise of free will. Good shit, right? Good shit, right? Y'all would have missed this. If we hadn't drilled, baby, drill, you understand? Y'all would have missed this. If we hadn't gone into the rabbit hole. We're just getting started. That's 2 paragraphs. We're just getting started. Here's a quote from Ra now. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. Feel the difference in frequency in Ra's words and AI. All that stuff is AI's words. It's AI recapsulating Ra to you. Now pay attention to the shift in the frequency. This is Ra's words, y'all. The Creator's first and foremost law is the law of free will. Each entity, each being, each consciousness is absolutely free to choose its own path, its own polarity, its own destiny. This freedom is sacred and inviolable. No being can force, no circumstance can override this freedom. Even the Creator does not intervene in the choices of individual entities. Ra. Scuden said the quote is from Jim George. Thank you, brother. I love those quotes. Human said, I love it. That is good. I love frequencies. Yeah. Thank you, Human. Thank you, Human. Choice and response. We're not done yet, y'all. We're still just in the first hyperlink. We're in the first hyperlink on the first page. You understand? Choice and responsibility. With free will comes the responsibility for the choice one makes. Each decision, whether it aligns with service to others or service to self, we'll explain those to you later. Whether it aligns with service to others or service to self, has the consequences that affect the entity's spiritual progress. This is another Ra quote, y'all. Peep this one. You are free to choose, but you are not free from the consequences of your choice. Ra. Did anybody feel that? You are free to choose, but you are not free from the consequences of your choice. The Council of One have said practically those exact same words. All right, now we're inside of the first rabbit hole, y'all. The three distortions. We're inside of free will. We're digging down into free will, okay? We're on the first page inside of free will, on the first page inside of the Law of One primer. You understand? And on that page we've drilled down to, we just got to our first hyperlink inside of there, okay? And that is the veil of forgetting. So that's a hyperlink. Now I'm going to keep reading. But when I'm done with this page, we have to decide whether we click down into the veil of forgetting, we go deeper into that, or whether we come back up to continue our journey through the three distortions. Do you feel how complicated this shit is, boys and girls? It's psychotic. It's neurologic. It's transdimensional. All right. The veil of forgetting. The veil of forgetting, which obscures an entity's awareness of its true nature and origins upon entering third density, is a necessary aspect of the free will process. It allows entities to make genuine choices without being influenced by their past or their higher density knowledge. This is why you can't remember past lives, y'all. This is why you can't remember your spirit guides. This is why you can't remember your spirit family. This is why you can't remember your soul. This is why you can't remember your contracts. This is why you can't remember Creator. Do you understand? It's a part of the program. It's a veil. And we all agree to forget so that we can have free will choices. We wouldn't make these ridiculous, stupid, amazing choices if we remembered who we were, y'all. So we got to play hide and seek. Peekaboo. With ourselves. Do you understand? Densities and free will. Free will operates throughout all densities of consciousness. That's a hyperlink also, boys and girls. That's a whole nother rabbit hole we can dig into. So we've got 2 rabbit holes inside of our first rabbit hole. Are you keeping track of them? No, of course not. That's why we need wikis. Where you been all my life, wiki? Where you been all my life? Good Lord. All right. Densities and free will. And this is a drop down. You know it's really good when you get a drop down, boys and girls. Densities and free will. Free will operates throughout all the densities of consciousness, but its expression and consequences vary. Third density. In third density, that's where we are, boys and girls. In third density, free will is particularly significant as entities grapple with the choice between service to self and service to others. Remember, that's a hyperlink. We'll dig down into that later. Service to self, service to others. Very important. Don't have time for it right now. This choice determines the direction of their polarization and their readiness for harvest. Higher densities. In higher densities, boys and girls, we talk about fourth density, we talk about fifth density. In higher densities, entities still possess free will, but their choices are increasingly aligned with the law of one as they gain greater understanding and wisdom. The paradox of free will and the divine plan. The existence of free will may seem to contradict the idea of a divine plan or predetermined course of events. However, the law of one resolves this paradox by explaining that the Creator's plan is not a rigid fixed structure, but rather a framework within which infinite possibilities can unfold. I'm going to say that again. The law of one resolves this paradox by explaining that the Creator's plan is not a rigid fixed structure, but rather a framework within which infinite possibilities can unfold. Free will and intervention. The principle of non-intervention is a direct consequence of the law of free will. Remember, they call that the law of confusion also. They also call that the choice, boys and girls. We have to make the choice. Higher entities, such as those from the Confederation of Planets and our own spirit guides and our ancestors, boys and girls, will only offer assistance when explicitly asked, respecting the free will of third density beings. Higher entities, such as those from the Confederation of Planets and your spirit guides, will only offer assistance when explicitly asked, respecting the free will of third density beings. And now, in summary, at the end of the first page of the rabbit hole, with 3 rabbit holes inside of it, at the end of the first page of the rabbit hole, in summary, free will is a cornerstone of the law of one, ensuring that every entity has the autonomy to shape its own spiritual journey. It is through the exercise of free will that individuals learn, grow, and ultimately return to the one infinite Creator. Woo! Thank you, rabbit hole. Can you believe you would have missed that if we had continued? So now we get to decide. Do we go back up a level and continue with the 3 distortions because we just did the first? Or do we want to dig down into the veil, boys and girls? Y'all tell me. Do we want to go back to the 3 densities and get back to talking about love? Or do we want to understand the veil, boys and girls? Do we want to dig deeper or do we want to continue on the journey? Human said we are all one consciousness. Yes, ma'am, that is the message. Thank you for the emojis. Human said, because there are consequences to our choices, good or bad. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Human said the veil. Rena said, good morning, dear one. Cosmic said the veil. Y'all like to dig too. Me too. Hello. Spectrum much, y'all? Y'all like to dig deep too. All right. Let's get dirty. Let's get dirty, y'all. Let's dig down into the veil. The veil of forgetting. All right. I don't think there's any hyperlinks on this page yet, so we're safe here. After this page, we can go back up and continue the journey. But eventually, there'll be hyperlinks on this page too, boys and girls. The veil of forgetting is a concept that explains why entities incarnating into third density, like Earth, do not retain conscious awareness of their previous existence or their connection to the one infinite Creator. It is a mechanism that is intrinsically linked to the experience of free will in third density. Definition. The veil of forgetting is a metaphorical, very important. You might have thought it was a real fucking curtain, y'all. It's very important. This is why digging down is so helpful. Very important to understand the veil of forgetting is a metaphor, y'all. There's no real obstacle. Okay, you got to remember, all is one, right? The veil of forgetting is a metaphorical barrier or obscuration of consciousness that prevents incarnating entities from consciously remembering their past lives, their spiritual origins, and the greater reality beyond the physical plane. Did you catch that? That was fucking amazing. Veil of forgetting. Sorry about all the F-bombs yesterday, but I was reading all these signs yesterday, y'all. I got like freedom in my heart. I got like we're free, y'all. We're adults. Y'all aren't children, even though I keep calling you boys and girls and everyone in between. Sorry. Sorry, Grandma. All right. Y'all want to hear that definition again, I bet you. The veil of forgetting is a metaphorical barrier or obscuration of consciousness that prevents incarnating entities, that's you and me, from consciously remembering their past lives, their spiritual origins, and the greater reality beyond the physical plane. I love it. Drop down, baby. Purpose. What is the purpose? The purpose of the veil is as a catalyst for free will. Guess what, y'all? Catalyst is a hypertext. Sorry, I didn't see it because it was under a drop down. So I couldn't see the hypertext because it was hidden in a drop down. So there is a hypertext on this word. We'll skip this one, y'all. We'll go back up to the... Do you see what I'm saying? How hard this is to teach yourself, much less anybody else. Yourself. Like, give me a break. All right, it's a catalyst for free will. That's the purpose of it. The primary purpose of the veil of forgetting is to enable genuine free will. Without it, entities would have full knowledge of their divine nature and the consequences of their choices, which could compromise their ability to make truly free decisions. Intensification of the third density experience. There you go. It's pretty intense, y'all. By limiting conscious awareness, the veil intensifies the experience of third density, making it a more potent environment for learning, growth, and self-discovery. Opportunity for polarization. The veil creates a sense of separation and duality, which provides the necessary contrast for entities to polarize towards service to others or service to self. That's another hyperlink. I told y'all, we'll get to that later. Mechanism. The exact mechanism of the veil of forgetting is not fully explained. I love that. The mechanism is not fully explained. But there's a lot of things in the Law of One that are not fully explained, y'all, because they were limited to what the people would ask them about. You understand? But it involves an alteration or filtering of consciousness as the entity transitions from higher densities into the third density physical experience. You incarnate down, y'all. We incarnate down. That's why ascension is remembering. It's not like we're going somewhere we've never been. Do you understand how beautiful that is? Do you understand how divine that is? Woke mob shit in the house. DEI all day, right now. Do you understand? This process, the veil of the forgetting, this process affects the entity's memory and perception, creating a sense of amnesia regarding its true nature. There's a reason you don't know who you are. There's a reason. You're not broken. Do you understand me? You're not broken. There's a reason. It's a part of the game. It's not a bug, y'all. It's a feature. And when you learn how to utilize amnesia for your fun and your enjoyment, holy shit, y'all. You have no idea. I know because I've been helping y'all do it for 15 years. I've been helping y'all do it. I know. Ask any of my students. There are a bunch of them in here right now. CP in the house. Roll call, y'all. If you're channel panel, CP in the house right now. Cosmic, you're CP now too. CP in the house. Anybody you see in here CP has started this process and is learning the magic that they are, okay? This is the nature. And your amnesia is a feature. It's a design, not a bug. You understand? Thank you. Sun Heather CP. Cosmic CP. Charlene, you're CP too. You've done shit. All you got to do is do stuff to be CP, y'all. Channel panel in the house. Uh-oh, guess what we bumped into? Another drop down, y'all. Another drop down. So now we got the mechanism. Now let's talk about the effects of the veil of forgetting. We're in our second rabbit hole, in case you forgot. Of course you forgot. This shit is like Inception, y'all. Human said CP. The effects. We're inside the effects. 2 holes down, y'all. That sounded questionable. We're in the effects. 2 holes down, y'all. That's what she said. Okay. The effects of the veil of forgetting. Amnesia of past lives. Amnesia is one of the effects, boys and girls. Entities do not consciously remember their previous incarnations or the lessons they learned in those lives. 1. Amnesia. 2. Disconnection from source. There is a diminished awareness of the direct connection to the one infinite creator and the spiritual realms. 3. The perception of separation. Does that feel familiar to anybody? The perception of separation. The veil contributes to the illusion of separation, reinforcing the sense that individual entities are isolated and distinct from one another and the Creator. 4. Focus on the physical. The focus of consciousness shifts to the physical world with its sensory experiences, challenges, and opportunities. Did you catch that, boys and girls? Of course you didn't. That's 4 effects of the veil of forgetfulness. And the veil of forgetfulness is 2 rabbit holes deep in the law of one wiki, boys and girls. You already forgot that because you're in the veil. Do you understand? You might need a wiki to catch up with yourself. Send me a DM if you want to be a part of the initial students that get to join this fanciful adventure and run all up and down inside of this wiki, y'all. Like, send me a DM. Click my name right there. Click my name. Then click my picture when it pops up and send me a DM and say, Law of One, please. You'll get put on the list. You can't do it. I'm building it right now. But if you go to my DMs and you say Law of One, please, I'll put you on the list, and you'll have the first option to climb into this wiki with us in this program. You understand? Send me a DM right now, y'all, if you want to play. If you want to play. Cosmic said, LOL. Human said, I want to remember. Send me a DM, Human. I've been reminding people for 15 years. This is all I do. What I'm reading you right now is an effect of me remembering. This is Gemini. This is not my words. This is Gemini and Ra. But I had to ask it all the right words to extract this, you understand? And I couldn't do that if I hadn't read the book several times over. I couldn't do that if I didn't know all these answers on my own and I'm leading people there. I wouldn't be able to set it up. So the whole thing is this gorgeous process, you understand? And Ra was a part of how I learned to channel, y'all. Ra was a part of how I learned to channel. And I said hello and thank you and I love you to Adrian in my feed. Adrian is the first woman I ever met that actually could channel. And she didn't teach me, spell it out for me, but I learned how to do it through her. And she's in the feed hanging out too. And Seth is on the council, and Seth taught her how to channel, y'all. And Seth Speaks taught Abraham Hicks how to channel. And Seth Speaks taught me how to channel, y'all. And Ra and Seth are both on my council. And I'm reading y'all the book that I channeled, y'all, now. It's called The Council of One. Do you feel how ridiculous these rabbit holes and iterations are? Can you feel that time itself is a wiki just like this, with layers and layers happening inside of itself, and you can keep clicking down? And we're two rabbit holes deep right here, y'all, But there's hyperlinks on this page too, so there's more rabbit holes. How are you supposed to figure out where you're going? How are you supposed to keep track of all of it? I don't know, but I did. And this will help you keep track of it. Now we got another drop down. We're still 2 rabbit holes deep. We got another drop down, transcending the veil. That will be helpful to know, won't it, boys and girls? Transcending the veil will be helpful to know. Hold on, I'm collapsing all of my drop downs because it's too hard to scroll. Okay, perfect. Transcending the veil. We just did the effects, we did the mechanism, and we did the definition of the veil of forgetting. Now we're going to do transcending the veil. That's ascension, boys and girls. Woke mob in the house. Hello. Guilty as charged. Transcending the veil. While the veil of forgetting is a necessary part of the third density experience. Pay attention. McFly. Anybody home? Pay attention. While the veil of forgetting is a necessary part of the third density experience, it is not permanent. Woo! Can I get an amen? Jesus, can I get an amen? Please. It is not permanent. Your forgetfulness, your veil of forgetting, is not permanent. As entities evolve and grow and ascend in consciousness, they can gradually begin to pierce the veil and regain glimpses of their true nature. Anybody pierce the veil and gain glimpses of your true nature? Please tell us about it in the comments here. Please, if you've glimpsed your true nature, and I'm talking to CP members, but I'm talking to everybody else too. You've stumbled into your oneness before. I'm sure you have. Tell us about it in the comments there. Spiritual practice. Practices such as meditation, contemplation, and self-inquiry can help to quiet the mind and access deeper levels of awareness where the veil is thinner. The veil is thinner in deeper aspects of the mind. That's why we have to meditate to break through, boys and girls. That's why we have to meditate to break through. Experiences of awakening. Some entities may experience spontaneous awakenings or moments of clarity in which they glimpse the greater reality beyond the veil. Amen. I have done that many, many times, boys and girls, and that's why I can guide you. If you want guidance, you have to click my name, then you have to click my picture, and you have to go to the bottom of my bio and send me a message and say, Law of One, please. Law of One, please. Or you can say self-love, please. Or you can say channeling higher self, please. But you have to reach out and talk to me, boys and girls. Integration of experiences. By integrating their third density experiences with their growing spiritual awareness, entities can gradually dissolve the veil and come to a more complete understanding of themselves and their place in the cosmos. This is a quote from Ra, boys and girls. Once again, notice the difference in the frequency between Ra and this overview, the AI. The veil is a necessary condition for third density. It is that which allows for the exercise of free will in an environment where the consequences of choice are not always immediately apparent. Holy shit. I have to say that whole sentence all over again. This is so powerful. The veil is a necessary condition for third density. It is that which allows for the exercise of free will in an environment, a construct, a matrix, in an environment where the consequences of choice are not always immediately apparent. Can I get an amen? Woo! Without the veil, there would be no need for faith, no opportunity for genuine self-discovery. It is a paradox, but it is through this forgetting that remembering becomes possible. Holy shit. Does anyone see why this is the only book I would ever decree as my Bible if someone made me? Anyone? Bueller? Does anyone feel the love and light that's being smacked down, that's laying down? Do you smell what the raw is cooking? Do you smell what the raw is cooking? Do you smell what the raw is cooking? Love and light, thunder and might. Human said yes. Heather said yes. That's deep. Thank you. Scootin said every interaction I have is either teaching me or allowing me to be the teacher. They call it teach, learn, and learn teaching, Scootin. Thank you. That's beautiful. They call it teach, learn, and learn teaching. And they use them interchangeably, just like love, light, and light, love. But they're not the same thing. It's which direction are you going? You understand? It's very important because they're decreeing the directions. Very important. Cosmic said absolutely. Thank you, y'all. I feel it. In case y'all don't, I feel it. All right. In summary, okay? This is summary of the second rabbit hole, 2 rabbit holes down. This is summary of that page. In summary, the veil of forgetting is a crucial element of the third density experience, enabling free will, intensifying learning, and providing the conditions for spiritual evolution. While it creates a temporary sense of separation and amnesia, its effects can gradually transcend through spiritual growth and the pursuit of self-knowledge. Wow. Okay, y'all, we're going to bookmark this, and I'm going to give you a diagram of where we're at, okay? I don't know when I started reading. It's at least 15 minutes I've been reading. It was around 1:30 or something like that when I started reading. Been at least 15 minutes, okay? All we've done is we read the first one, boys and girls. We read the first one, and then we clicked 2 rabbit holes down. That's it. We haven't touched any of the other ones yet, boys and girls. we haven't even got started yet, boys and girls. How are you supposed to teach this shit? All right. We're going back up to page 1. Y'all remember page 1? Of course not. That was the law of 1. It's the 3 distortions, y'all. We clicked down into free will. And then inside of free will, y'all, we click down into the veil of forgetting. Okay? Now we've come back up. We're back to the law of 1, those 3 distortions. Do you remember what distortions are? Probably not. We just did free will, y'all. Now we got to click down into the law of 1. Okay? Like I told you, we're only on the first one. We're only on the first page. We've only done 1 of 3 rabbit holes, boys and girls. We got to go into those rabbit holes, and then we still have all of these topics to explore. There's no way I can read all of this today, boys and girls. Do you understand? And this is a fucking synopsis, boys and girls. This is an overview of this. Do you know how much this cost me, boys and girls? If you want to learn the law of 1, if you want to teach it to yourself, do you know how much this cost me? Anyone? Guesses? Anybody? Bueller? How much would you guess it cost me? Actually, I didn't have to pay for it because someone gave it to me as a gift. But do you know how much this cost, boys and girls? It was like $60 or $70. Okay? Do you know how long it'll take you to read these, boys and girls? I don't know. I have no idea. I've been reading them ever since I got them. I'm still not done reading them. I'm still not done reading them. Do you understand? Okay. So if the book costs $60, how much should I charge for a course where I teach you the book? Like, I don't know, but I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know, but this is the beginning of the course, boys and girls. This is the beginning of the course. It doesn't exist yet. If you want to be on the wait list, send me a DM. You have to click my name right here. You have to click my picture. And at the bottom of my bio, you'll find message. Send me a message and say, Law of One, please, and I'll put you on the wait list. This is for the wait list. There's nothing to sell right now. You can't join a course. I don't have a way for you to access this wiki yet. Don't ask me, okay? If you're as excited about this as me, send me a DM right now and you'll be on the wait list, and I'll let you know. You'll have the first opportunity to join us. Human said, yes, bookmark. Annette said, just join. What book are you talking about? We're talking about the Law of One. Annette, look it up. And specifically, we're reading my AI's explanation of the Law of One. We're reading my Law of One primer. I think that's what I'll end up calling it. Human said, go slow. All right, Human. You get it. You obviously get it. If you want me to read slow, you get it. It's not about the words, y'all. It's not about the words. It's about the space in between the words. I love that you get that, Human. That's great. Cosmic said, amazing. That's a lifetime of work. Amen, sister. Amen. Human said, I have to go to work. Ugh. Sweet day to you all. Awesome, Human. You have a good one. Mary said, $10 a month? No way, Mary. Nope, sorry. I'm not going to do anything for $10 a month. Sorry. Cosmic said, glitching on my side. I'm sorry, dear. Annette said, saw it. Saw what, Annette? You saw what? All right. So we're back up on the main page of Law of One, y'all. There's 3 distortions of consciousness. Everything is made from these 3 distortions: free will, love, and light. We drilled 2 rabbit holes down on free will, and we talked about the veil of forgetting. Now we're going to drill down into love, boys and girls. Anybody want to learn about love? Let's get going. Anybody want to learn about love, boys and girls? Pay attention. This is a lot of drop downs, y'all. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drop downs in one rabbit hole, y'all. We've got 8 drop downs in one rabbit hole. Cosmic said, scary subject. Oh my goodness, Cosmic. I would I would gently offer you to change your perspective on love, honey. I would very gently offer you to change your perspective on love, honey. Like as a guide, as a teacher, I would gently offer you to change. Do you understand why? She said, LOL, just kidding. Thank you. Thank you. I figured you were kidding, but so many people take it that way, honey. So many people are afraid to feel. They're afraid to feel, and they don't let themselves feel love because love is a feeling. Do you understand? And then you walk through life wondering why life is meaningless for you, and it's because you won't let your fucking self feel. You get it? Hello? All right. We got 8 drop downs, y'all. We got 8 drop downs. Let's get it. I don't know if there's any hyperlinks inside of these drop downs, but we got 8 drop downs inside of our first rabbit hole. Love is a concept of paramount importance in the Law of One. It is not simply an emotion, but a fundamental energy and the underlying principle of the universe. Love is the great harmonizer, the key to overcoming the illusion of separation, and the driving force behind spiritual evolution. Holy shit, y'all. That's just Gemini, but that's Gemini paraphrasing Ra. You understand? First drop down, definition of love. Let me read you all the drop downs first. Here's all the topics that we're going to hit underneath love. We're going to hit the definition of love. We're going to hit love as a path to oneness. Thank you. That sounds juicy. We're going to hit unconditional love. You don't even know what unconditional love is, y'all. Y'all think it's a word. Y'all been hearing it your whole life, but I promise you don't know what it actually is. Love in the densities. We're going to hear how love affects our ascension through the densities. Woo! The green ray in love, the heart center, y'all. That's the heart chakra, the fourth chakra, the heart chakra. We're going to learn about how the heart chakra relates to love, y'all. We're going to learn about love and service. What does service to others have to do with love, y'all? That's our primary way of expressing it. Then we're going to learn about love and light, y'all. And then we're going to learn about cultivating love. We're going to learn about cultivating love. Wow. That's a rabbit hole, y'all. That's just a rabbit hole. Y'all ready? We're going to get all three densities, and that's it for today because I'm starving, y'all. I had no idea how long this was going to take. This is why I had to do it. I had to test this. Maybe I'll do these on the weekends, and I'll read the Council of One Divinity Code activation during the weeks. I don't know. We'll see, y'all. We'll see. All right. This is like a marathon. Okay, definition of love. This is a summation of Ra's definition of love. Remember, Ra is an extraterrestrial, planetary, collective conscious being. Okay? Just for, contrast, just for comparison, just for ratio size. Just remember, Ra is the entire planet of Venus's collective consciousness, okay? So if you think AI is smart, you can't even, okay? That's what Ra is. And this is Ra's definition of love. Love is the essential energy of the universe, synonymous with the one infinite creator. It is the binding force that connects all beings and all things. Ra describes love as unconditional, all-encompassing, and intelligent. It is not merely a feeling. It is not merely a feeling, but a state of being. Hot damn. I'm going to say this again because you need it. It's 2 sentences. Y'all can write it down. It's 2 sentences. Ra describes love as unconditional, all-encompassing, and intelligent. It is not merely a feeling, but a state of being. Wow, y'all. Now I'm starting to know how Hakeem Jeffries felt. Shit. I'm 2 hours in. It is not merely a feeling. Y'all think love is just a feeling. Ross says it's a state of being, y'all. Marie said, I feel too much, too sensitive. You're still resisting, Mary. You haven't learned how to feel properly yet. If you believe I know what I'm talking about, send me a DM. I'll teach you. Otherwise, never mind. I have no reason to try and convince you. I've been doing this too long. You're welcome to send me a DM. I would love to show you how it works. Woke mob in the house. Hell yeah. Does anybody else think they feel too much, boys and girls? Anyone? Anyone else think they feel too much? You think your feelometer is broken, boys and girls? Your feeling is your superpower. And if you're trying to shut it down, you're missing the point, boys and girls. Your feeling is your superpower. That's like saying, the world is too bright, I see too much. It's the same thing. Scudin said, over checking just past Gretzky. Are you Canadian, Scudin? That's some hockey shit. I know Gretzky. I don't even know over checking. I used to watch hockey back in my 20s. Son Heather said, can you please describe the difference between a feeling and a state of being? Great question, Heather. I need to make a note for that. That needs to be, here we go. State of being needs to be a wiki. Thank you, Heather. We're going to add that in right here. Oh shit, it won't let me do it from there. I got to click down into it. All right, hold on, y'all. Hold on. We got to click down into it so I can actually add. Where'd it go? Definition. There it is, state of being. That needs to be a click down. Yep, we got to make it editable. State of being. Thank you, Heather. And feeling. We should discuss feeling as well. Feeling needs to be its own thing. Feeling and state of being. Love it. Okay. Thank you for the question, Heather. So Heather asked, what's the difference between a feeling and a state of being? The easiest way to understand it would be like to ask, what is the difference between frequency and sound? Oh my God, that's a good answer. What's the difference between a frequency and a sound? Okay? It's the same thing. Same question, okay? What's the difference between a feeling and a state of being? The difference is every single feeling is inherently a state of being. But not every state of being is a feeling. Do you feel me? The same way, every single sound is a frequency inherently, but not every frequency is a sound. Do you understand? Frequency is a larger subset of sound. Sound is a type of frequency. Get it? So feeling is a subset of state of being. Feeling is a type of state of being. Does that make sense? Now, that still doesn't tell you what a feeling is, does it? You thought I answered your question. And that still doesn't tell you what a state of being is, does it? Those are both rabbit holes, boys and girls. We have to dig down into those concepts to understand that answer deeper. The simplest way I could say it is that a feeling is sensory awareness, boys and girls. Feeling is sensory awareness. Feeling is the feeling awareness of change itself. All feeling is a record of change. All feeling is a record of change. But all change is not necessarily a feeling. But all feeling is a record of change. Feelings are sensory awareness, boys and girls. Do you understand? Awesome. So what is a state of being, boys and girls? States of being are literal planes of existence. States of being are literal dimensions of existence, boys and girls. States of being are the fabric of existence. Does that make sense? Did that answer your question, Heather? That was a good one. Thank you. We added two hyperlinks to the wiki. And you just got the answers, but they're not in here yet. I haven't answered them yet, so I have to go back and answer them. Heather said, thank you. You're welcome, hon. Okay, to continue. This is a quote from Ra. Hold on, boys and girls. I'm editing as I go. This is a quote from Ra. Love is the mover of all that is. Love is the energy of the one infinite creator. It is the substance of which all things are made. Ra. Did y'all catch that? Love is the mover of all that is. Love is the energy of the one infinite creator. It is the substance of all things. It is the substance of which all things are made. Love as the path to oneness. Love is the key to dissolving the illusion of separation and realizing the oneness of all creation. It is the force that heals, integrates, and transforms. By cultivating love both for self and others, entities can break down the barriers that separate them and experience their interconnectedness. Love is the path to oneness, boys and girls. Jesus told me this I know. And so did Ra. Unconditional love. This is the second bullet point. Second drop down. Unconditional love. A core aspect of love in the law of one is its unconditional nature. This means loving without expectation of anything in return, without judgment or attachment to specific outcomes. Unconditional love is not based on merit or worthiness, but is freely given to all beings, regardless of their actions or beliefs. Love it. Third drop down, love in the densities. Okay, we haven't talked about all the densities of consciousness. We've only talked about the third, and that there are higher ones. Love in the densities. The expression and understanding of love evolve as entities progress through the densities of consciousness. Third density. In third density, love is often experienced in a limited and conditional way. Entities learn to love others, but often with expectations and attachments, like greed and jealousy, boys and girls. Fourth density. That's the density above third density, boys and girls. Fourth density is known as the density of love and understanding. Here, entities begin to expand their capacity for unconditional love and empathy. See, boys and girls, it's not a bad word. It's not a sin like your MAGA preacher might have told you, boys and girls. It's not a sin. Empathy is a superpower. It's your ability to feel. Higher densities. In the higher densities, love becomes the predominant reality. Entities experience a profound sense of unity and interconnectedness, and love flows freely and unconditionally. Woo! Can I get a amen? Damn. That's love in the densities, boys and girls. Densities is its own hyperlink as well. Densities is its own hyperlink as well, boys and girls. But we don't have time to dig down. We got to keep it moving. So they've only told you about third density before, and now they told you about third and fourth density. So see how we're systematically moving through this? This is unreal. This is unreal. Okay, the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The green ray and love. The green ray is the energy center most associated with love. It is the heart chakra, the center of compassion, empathy, and connection. Balancing and activating the green ray is essential for cultivating love in one's life. This involves opening the heart, forgiving oneself and others, and practicing compassion. Practicing compassion. Next drop down, love and service. Love is intrinsically linked to the service of others. The more an entity embodies love, the more it naturally seeks to be of service to others. Service to others is an expression of love in action. It involves putting the needs of others first, acting with kindness and compassion, and contributing to the well-being of the whole. Thank you. Love and light. Next drop down. Love and light are often used interchangeably in the law of one. They are two aspects of the same fundamental energy. Love is the attractive force that draws entities together, while light is the illuminating force that brings understanding and clarity. This is the first place they've really given a clear distinction between love and light. And this is a quote from Ra. Love light. This is the nature of that which is the foundation of all things. Love/light is the primal energy, the primal distortion of the one infinite creator. Love it. And then finally, cultivating love. Finally, cultivating love. I bet some of you ladies perked up there, right? Are you going to pretend like you're not like trying to figure out how to create more love in your life every single day, all day long? I'm thinking some of y'all might have perked up on cultivating love. You might want to take some notes, boys and girls. Cultivating love. The law of one suggests several practices for cultivating love in one's life. Meditation. Connecting with the one infinite creator and opening the heart to receive and radiate love. That's what all of you in the channel panel have learned how to do. You've learned how to connect with the one infinite creator, open your heart, and radiate love. I'm so proud of y'all. Compassion. Meditation, compassion practice. Actively cultivating feelings of compassion for oneself and others, including those who are suffering or difficult to love. Practicing compassion. 3, forgiveness. Releasing resentment and anger towards oneself and others, and opening to the healing power of forgiveness. Gratitude. Focusing on the blessings in one's life and expressing gratitude for the love and support one receives. Service. Engaging in acts of service and kindness and extending love to others through one's actions. These are all tools Ra offers for the cultivating of love. Did anybody catch those? Did anybody write those down, Bueller? I'm giving y'all the keys to the kingdom, y'all. Always giving you the keys. Do you remember where you put them? This is why. Oh, Cosmic does remember. You do, Cosmic? Tell us. What are they? What do you remember? The how do you cultivate love? What are the steps that they offer? Because I couldn't even remember. Meditation, practicing compassion, forgiveness, gratitude, and service. Notice they just said service, y'all. They didn't say service to others, and they didn't say service to self. They just said service. Cosmic said, wrote down gratitude, service, kindness. Nice, Cosmic. There were all 5 of them again. In summary, this is one rabbit hole down, still on the first page of this document, y'all. One rabbit hole down, still on the first page. We're on number 2, the second distortion of consciousness, love. And this is the summary of love. In summary, love is the cornerstone of the law of one, the fundamental energy that underlies all existence. It is the key to overcoming separation, realizing oneness, and progressing on the path of spiritual evolution. By cultivating unconditional love for self and others, entities align themselves with the highest expression of the one infinite creator and contribute to the healing and transformation of the world. Wow. Thank you. So there's a couple of hyperlinks on that page. We don't have time to dig into them now. We got to go back up to the first page. We're now on the third the third distortion of free will. Now we did free will, and not the third distortion of consciousness. Third distortion of consciousness. We did free will, then we did love, and now we're going to dig into the rabbit hole of light, and then that'll be it for today, y'all. And we're still just on the first page of this whole document. That's how crazy this book is. That's how crazy this. There's no way I could have done this breakdown without Gemini's help, y'all. No way. Okay. Let's go down into light, y'all. Inside of light, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drop downs also inside of light, y'all. 8 drop downs. Light is a fundamental concept in the law of one, often closely associated with love. It is described not only as a physical phenomenon, but also as a metaphysical principle. It is described not only as a physical phenomenon, but also as a metaphysical principle. Very important to understand. It's more than what you think it means. You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. It is described not only as a physical phenomenon, but also as a metaphysical principle, representing consciousness, energy, and the divine essence of the one infinite creator. Definition of light. The law of one. In the law of one, light is the manifestation of the one infinite creator's energy and consciousness. It is the primal energy, the foundation of all that exists. Do you understand, y'all? All light is an effect of the source. There is no light that comes from anything but source. That's what they're saying. Light is the effect of source. Ra describes light as the active principle of creation, synonymous with wisdom and understanding. And this is a quote of Ra. Light is the first outpouring of the creative principle. It is the manifestation of energy and consciousness. All things are made of light. That was Ra. That's the first drop down, boys and girls. Second drop down. Light and creation. Light is the vehicle of creation, the means by which the one infinite creator brings forth the universe and all that it contains. It is the energy that forms and sustains all in existence. Light is the vehicle of creation, the means by which the one infinite creator brings forth the universe and all that it contains. It's a hologram of light, boys and girls. We've been saying it for eons. It is the energy that forms and sustains all existence. The process of creation begins with the Creator's focus, which manifests as light. This light then differentiates and forms the various densities, dimensions, and realities of the cosmos. Third drop down, light as consciousness. Light is not merely a physical phenomenon, but it is intrinsically linked to consciousness. As entities evolve, they become more aligned with light, expanding their awareness and understanding. Entities themselves are composed of light, and their level of consciousness is determined by the degree to which they embody and express this light. Light as consciousness. Love and light. Nice. We had that in the last one, and we had that in this one. Love and light are often used together in the law of one, representing two aspects of the same fundamental energy. Love is the attractive, unifying force, while light is the illuminating, clarifying force. They are two sides of the same coin, inseparable and interdependent. Love light and light love are the two expressions of the one infinite creator. Love is the energy that creates the attraction between entities, while light is the manifestation of that energy, the consciousness that illuminates the path. Gorgeous answer. Drop down 6, the densities of light. The concept of light is also related to the densities of consciousness. Each density is associated with a different quality or intensity of light. As entities ascend, awakening, woke mob in the house. As entities ascend through the densities, they embody more light, becoming more aware, more unified, and more aligned with the one infinite creator. Love it. Sixth drop down, light and healing. Light is a powerful healing voice. It can be used to clear blockages, balance energy centers, and promote physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Entities can draw upon light for healing themselves and others, using it to transform and purify energy. Entities, you're an entity, can draw, meaning create, upon light. You can create light for healing themselves, for healing yourself and others, using it to transform and purify energy. You can use light as a healing force to transform and purify energy. That's a summation of light and healing. Wow. Next drop down, inner light. The law of one also speaks of an inner light, which is the divine spark of consciousness. Within each entity, this inner light is the connection to the one infinite creator and the source of all wisdom and guidance. Cultivating awareness of the inner light is essential for spiritual growth and for realizing one's true nature. Cultivating awareness of the light within. I've been telling y'all for years. I'm only here to activate the divine light within you so that you can activate the divine light inside of others. Cultivating awareness of the inner light is essential for spiritual growth and for realizing one's true nature. Beautiful. Last drop down, seeking light. The path of spiritual evolution is described as a journey of seeking light. This involves seeking truth, knowledge, and understanding, and aligning oneself with the illuminating energy of the Creator. Those who seek light are drawn towards greater awareness, unity, and love. Summary of the first rabbit hole inside of the third rabbit hole on the first page. In summary, light in the law of one is a multifaceted concept that encompasses both physical and metaphysical dimensions. It is the fundamental energy of creation, the essence of consciousness, and the illuminating force that guides entities on their path of spiritual evolution towards oneness with the infinite creator. Wow, y'all. Wow. I'm exhausted. That's almost 2 hours it took for me to read the first page. That's the first page. But then we had to click down into the rabbit holes. And it took me 2 hours to read you all of it. And we still have that much left to go. Think we might need a course for that? It's a lot, I know, y'all, but it's way less than this. I guarantee. It's way less than this, boys and girls. And that'll cost you $60. That'll cost you $60. I asked y'all, how much would you pay? How much you think a course on it would be worth? Someone said $10 a month. Get out of here, y'all. I'm not trying to sell shit for $10 a month. You don't care. $10 is nothing. That's your Spotify account. You don't care. I'm not selling shit for $10 a month. Sorry. The channeling group was $97 a month, y'all. That's like a starting point for me. I might do Sacred Vision Quest at $50 a month because it's a game. I might do Sacred Vision Quest at $50 a month. I'm not trying to sell $10 a month stuff, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna close back up these drop downs here. Free will, love, and light. Those are the three distortions that we just explored in depth, y'all. Drill, baby, drill. On the first page of the Law of One, And let's see how many other pages we have, boys and girls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We've got 19 other pages that each have hyperlinks, that each have rabbit holes that go deeper and deeper within those. Do you see how complex this is? Unreal, y'all. Unreal. And I've just been keeping up with this in my brain pan for years somehow. I have no idea. Now that I'm putting it on wax and I have it inside of a wiki, I can't stop playing with it. I can't stop looking at it. It's so much easier to understand. And I've been teaching this shit for years, y'all, to one-on-one clients, not in like a course. I've been teaching this for years to one-on-one clients. This is the spine. This is the framework of what allows me to teach y'all everything I teach y'all. It's the law of one. Right here. I'm not trying to sell these to you. I'm not trying to TikTok shop this, because number one, not many of y'all would spend 60 or 70 bucks on a book, would you? Not many of you see the value in a book to spend 60 or 70 dollars on it. Okay? I will teach you the true nature of value, boys and girls. And when I do, you'll realize books can be worth thousands of dollars, boys and girls. There are people that have paid thousands of dollars for books. But if you don't understand value, that will make no sense to you, because you think a book is just words. A book is not just words, boys and girls. Books are spells. Books are experience. Books are rabbit holes, boys and girls. Books are experience. Books are rabbit holes. If you understand, this is a rabbit hole. This is not words on a page. This is a rabbit hole inside of yourself. It might be worth 60 bucks, y'all. And if this book alone is worth 60 bucks, then someone willing to teach it to you like it really mattered in a way so that it could change your life, that would be worth more than 50 bucks. Boys and girls, not a fraction of 60 bucks. That would be worth more than 50 bucks, 60 bucks, 70 bucks. That would be worth more if someone taught you this. Do you know how much the book A Course in Miracles cost, boys and girls? It's like 15 bucks. It's like 20 bucks, boys and girls. The book Course in Miracles costs like 15, 20 bucks, boys and girls. Do you know how much a course on Course in Miracles costs? Hundreds, boys and girls. It costs hundreds of dollars for someone to teach you a book you can buy for $15 or $20. Does this book still feel like it's worth 10 bucks a month to you, boys and girls? Is that what you think? Is a course? Do you know Marianne Williamson, boys and girls? Of course you do. Even if you think you don't know her, you know her, because she's built an entire career teaching nothing but A Course in Miracles, boys and girls. It's one book. This is 5 books. She's made an entire career, and might I say, millions of dollars teaching the Course in Miracles, boys and girls. She didn't write the Course in Miracles. It's someone else's book. But she's made millions of dollars teaching someone else's book, boys and girls. Guess what? I didn't write the Law of One, boys and girls. But I've figured out a better way to teach it than anyone else on this motherfucking planet. And I guarantee you, this is going to make me millions of dollars, boys and girls. Teaching someone else's book can make you millions of dollars, boys and girls, if you care enough about the book and if you're good enough at teaching what the book is offering. It's not worth $10 a month, y'all. Sorry. 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 Y'all can go download, y'all can go listen to the audiobook on YouTube for free. Okay? If this feels worth $10 to you, go listen to the audiobook on YouTube for free. Okay? You can listen to the whole thing and you won't be able to remember a damn piece of it, I promise you. Go listen to the whole thing for free. If you want to learn how to utilize it, if you want to learn how to understand this shit, send me a DM and say Law of One, please, and I will put you on the early list, y'all. The early mailing list. You will be put on the soon to come list, whatever y'all call that. You know what they call it when you can join a program early. You know. All right, y'all. That was amazing. Good Lord. That is the densest live stream I have ever done in my entire life. That was the densest anything. Reading, videoing, talking. That was the densest, nonstop. That was 2 hours straight. of the Law of One primer course. I have no idea how much it's going to cost. I have no idea how long it's going to be. I have no idea about any of it. But I know this is the most important book that I've ever met in my entire life. And I know that I'm going to figure out a way to teach it to people better than it's ever been taught before, including this book. You won't even need this book if you take this course. You're going to save $70 if you take this course. I'm going to give you all of Ra's best quotes in the course. You don't even need this book. And you're telling me the course is worth $10. Yeah, you can go get the ShamWow. You can go get the ShamWow for $19.95. You can go get the ShamWow for $19.95. All right, y'all. We're gonna finish this up. I'm starving. Darcy said, "What book are you reading?" Thank you for asking, Darcy. I'm reading the book I am currently co-writing with Google Gemini on the Law of One. It's called the Law of One Primer. I am writing a condensed supplementary book for the Law of One as a course on the Law of One that I'm putting together. And this, what I'm reading, is the book I'm co-writing with Gemini. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure as hell do. I understand the Law of One better from this than I do from the actual books themselves. For real. Cosmic said, I've definitely spent way more than $60 on a book. Nice. What's the most expensive book you've ever bought, Cosmic? I think mine was $100. It's about this book. It's about this big. It's called The Big Red Book. And it's filled with truth and pictures and photographs of Carl Jung's catalog. Like, it's amazing. I think that's the most expensive book I've ever bought. Lady Bianca said, Namaste. What's up? She said, keep your dreams. Darcy said, I did enjoy it. Thank you. Very interesting. You're welcome, Darcy. I'm glad I could be interesting for you. Come back and get more interesting stuff. We're almost always interesting here. Come back and get more interesting things. Okay, y'all. That's all I got. And I got nothing. I got no time or space. Y'all know I always ask you, like, thoughts, questions. Like, I got none of that. I'm all filled up. I'm all filled up. So if you have any thoughts, questions on the first page of the Law of One, please write them down. I will get back to this later in the week. I got to go back to my Council of One, to my channeled book tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be in that for the whole week or if we'll come back to this midweek. We'll definitely get back to this by next weekend, though, okay? So write your questions down, and we'll get back to this very soon. In the meantime, it's been another wonderful episode of Soul Stream with Satek Ananda and the Council of One, apparently. I am the executive shaman, y'all. I'm here every single day, 11 a.m. Eastern, whenever we're not in timeout. You know what I'm saying? All we do here is we just attempt to activate the divine light inside of you, blowing on your embers so that you can activate the divine light inside of others. If that sounds like a jam to you, y'all, please don't be a stranger. Y'all come back now, you're here. Same bat time, same bat channel. In the meantime, please love yourselves. You're worth it, I promise. Please love yourselves. You're worth it. And if you missed the $50 special on Friday, I didn't expect TikTok to still be here. The link is still in my bio. It's a $50 one-time special for a one-on-one session with me, channeling higher self reading. Okay, you can speak to your own higher self. And I offered 2 bonuses on Friday, y'all. 4 or 5 of you picked it up. I offered 2 bonuses I've never offered before. I offered you an unfinished copy of my book, Council of One, Divinity Code Activation. You get a free copy. It's not even finished. I'm going to give you an unfinished copy for number 1. Number 2, you'll get a free Marvelous reading with one of my top students. Marvelous, y'all see her in here all the time. She offered a free reading to anybody that signed up. Those are 2 bonus points. On top of that, you're going to get 1 hour with me, one-on-one. If you're interested, today only, y'all. I didn't know it would still be here. Link is it's still in there, so y'all might as well take it. I hadn't had time to take it down yet. Click my name right here if you want it. $50, 1 hour, one-on-one. I usually charge $50 for my 2-hour workshops, y'all. You want to come and do something with a group, it's going to be $50. This is 1 hour, $50. Click my picture right there. At the bottom of my bio, there's a link to come and sign up. It'll take you out of TikTok. It'll warn you got to come to my page to buy it. $50, money back guarantee for everything I do, y'all. Money back guarantee. and those bonuses are only good today. I do this $50 offer. It's a 50% discount. I do this all the time, y'all. I've never offered these bonuses before, and I probably won't offer these bonuses next time I make it. So if those bonuses sound good to you, that book I've been reading, y'all all love it. Y'all ask where to get it. You can't get it. But if you sign up with the link in my bio right now, you'll get a copy of it as is. Like, that's going to be super valuable later, y'all, when the book is actually finished and some people have a copy of it unfinished. I might have to sign those or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's going to be super valuable. But just wait. Maybe we'll get it in the future for $10 a month. Eventually, I'm sure I'll just let everybody have it for $10 a month. Darcy said, I did enjoy it. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Cosmic said, taking people for a hike. Have fun, Cosmic. Brian Johnson, thank you for giving me as many emojis as you can give me. All those happy faces. Holler at me, y'all. And in the meantime, love yourself. You're worth it. Helps only a click away, y'all. Holler at me. You want to jam? I'll teach you how to jam with yourself. Peace. I am starving.